All right, here we go. You're watching the 49ers Report live here on Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Sr., broadcasting live on YouTube as well as Rumble, emanating from our Chat Sports studios in Dallas, Texas for Day 3, the final day of the 2022 NFL Draft. We'll get you caught up on the Niners' most recent selection as they went back to the well at offensive line. Also, a couple of picks remaining, 220, 221, and 262. Pick Mr. Irrelevant. 3 selections left in total for San Francisco. We'll be breaking down all of those picks and doing 49ers draft grades. Then after our live stream here on YouTube, live exclusively on the Call-In app, we'll tell you more about Call-In coming up here in just a little while. So first, I want to get the comment section flowing. Last night's live stream was epic. $500 in Super Chats. We were live for a couple of hours. Shout out to everybody who tuned in and joined us. Up to this point, have you been enjoying the NFL Draft? Our coverage here on the 49ers Report, as well as on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. 300,000 people joined us on night 1. 100,000 people joined us on night 2. And on day 3, a lot of people joining us on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. 10,000 people joined us on the 49ers Report last night as well. We're looking to do the same once again. Draco Pimpin typing a Y for yes. Mike Concho, Y for yes. Ernesto Allen, Russell Hill, all typing their Ys for yes. Let's go Niner fans from Kimberly. What up, faithful from Mike Honcho. True Allure, Niners need a safety. At this point, I'm not sure they're going to go safety. So maybe bring back Jaquaski Tart. Maybe extend or restructure that contract for Jimmy Ward. I'm interested to see what they do there and what they do at center. LS10 enjoying this channel last night more than the draft. LMAO. Me too. It was great. And I said for that $50 super chat, I'd go out on the Dallas streets outside of Chat Sports and launch a football 50 yards. I did it. Producer Jack Lauderay, my witness. At Chase_Senior on Twitter, you can see that video. Next question for you. Who do you want the Niners to draft next? So they're looking at 220 and 221 right now. As of this moment in the NFL Draft, I'm trying to see which pick that we're updated to. We're at 208. So a few picks left before San Francisco is on the board once again. But who do you want the Niners to target in those back-to-back picks at 220 and 221? Let me know a name or names in the comment section. Now, my boy Harrison Graham, he went live on the Call-In app on Bears Now. 150 people are listening live. I'll be able to take your calls like a sports talk show, and we'll be able to interact on this new audio platform that's redefining the game. I'm going live 7:30 p.m. Eastern tonight, right after the conclusion of the draft and right after the Niners make that pick at 262, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, ahead of time. Make sure you download the app, chatsports.com/49ers call-in. We can recap the draft and interact even more so than what we do here on YouTube because you'll be able to call in. We'll be able to chop it up like we're doing right now, but I'll actually be able to hear your voices. Chatsports.com/49ers call-in. I'm really banking on all of you supporting us because Harrison Graham, 150 listeners live on the Call-In app. We definitely can't go down to the Chicago Bears. 49ers' biggest need. What is it? I need you to get that comment section going right now. So I'm actually going to comment right now. Biggest need is what? Which position? Safety from Howdog. Bring back Jason Verrett from Ramen. Draco Pimpin, I'm there. You're my guy. Appreciate it, man. Russell Hill, Mark Henry, also in the chat. Allen, center or safety. Draco Pimpin, DB, excuse me. Yeah, look, I mean, they did address secondary there a little while ago. And, of course, we'll get you caught up with all of the picks that they've made up to this point. Because I do like some of the selections that they've made. None of these picks have really been splash picks by San Francisco. But when you bring in a player like Sam Womack out of Toledo, who had 46 pass breakups in 51 career games with the Rockets, those instincts are something that you simply cannot teach. And those instincts are going to allow him, I think, to be a pretty successful slot cornerback throughout his NFL career. We did not get an opportunity to talk about the Niners pick at 187. They went offensive line once again with Nick Zakelj. He is an offensive lineman out of Fordham. He has played right tackle as well as left tackle throughout his collegiate career. 38 starts and 38 games at left tackle, 7 at right tackle. First team All-Patriot his final 3 years. This past year in 2021, he started 11 games. He's 6'6", 316 pounds, 32.5-inch arms. He ran a 5'1", 340. So at 6'6", that's pretty damn good. At his pro day, he only did position drills only. In summary, he moves well, competes with excellent awareness and finish, but he has to become more consistent fundamentally to match up against some NFL competition. He is a college tackle who might move inside to guard. We'll see if that ends up being the case. He is listed right now as an offensive guard, and at 6'6", certainly some good size at that spot. 49ers selection so far up to this point. And this is why I kind of like it, because I think they've gone best player available here, and I think that's an important and very smart team-building strategy. Drake Jackson, round 2, 61, edge rusher out of USC. That was the Niners' first selection. They went Ty Davis-Price, running back out of LSU at number 93 overall. Physical runner who reminds me of LeGarrette Blount. Danny Gray, wide receiver out of SMU, might be my favorite pick because of where they got him and what I think he projects to be as a great player, picking up yards after the catch. And I think Kyle Shanahan's going to have the luxury and a great time of scheming him open to get the ball in his hands in space. He's better than Ray McLeod from a pass-catching standpoint. Then Spencer Burford, not Burford, it's Burford. That is the correct pronunciation. Offensive tackle out of UTSA to the Niners in round 4, pick 134. And then their last 2 selections. Samuel Womack, cornerback out of Toledo, 172 overall, 46 pass breakups, and 51 career games at Toledo. Just has a knack for making plays against the ball. And then Nick Zakel, the offensive tackle at Fordham, who might play offensive guard for the 49ers. So with that, later on today's live show, we'll be doing 49ers draft grades. Up to this point, though, how do you think the Niners have fared, and how would you grade what they've done so far? Grade the Niners draft, A, B, C, D, or F. I'll give you some shout-outs here. Draco Pimpin is here, XOVQC. Any news about Alex Mack? I was asked about that on Twitter, at Chase_Senior. I feel like the Niners would have went center if they knew that Alex Mack was retiring, but maybe they got an indication that he's not going to retire because they have not addressed center yet in the NFL draft, and I think it would have been wise for them to plan ahead if Alex Mack did plan on retiring. Draft grades for you. Christian, B. Allen, B. Mark Henry, B. Wet Noodle 187, what up, brother? C+. Phil, B. Howdog, B. Garrett, B-, DCQC, Mike Honcho, B, Niner Fan, 1977, B, Johnny Royal, Kimberly, B, Jokitha, yes, we proud of Drake Jackson, C+ from Wet Noodle, Draco, B, Jason Waters, B, Garrett, B, Draco saying low B, Howdog, I agree with that. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so right now. Our draft coverage has been straight up killer. Multiple videos per day, and all throughout the year, whether we're in season or in the off season, we're pushing out multiple videos per week. So if you haven't subscribed and you're coming across this channel for the first time, make sure you hit that red subscribe button. Last night on the channel, $500 in super chats. I basically kept putting up the shot clock and said, we will sign off if we don't get any more super chats. The problem is we kept getting super chats from the homies. Let's run it back, man. Let's party. Let's have a good time. It's Saturday fun day. It ain't Sunday fun day. Saturdays are even better. $5, I'll give you a shout out. $10 beer cheers. $20 beer chug. $30, I'll take a shot. The Patron is back. We're ready to roll. Throw it down the hatch. And for a $50 super chat, I'll shotgun a beer because that right there is my identity. Best players available. Niners picking at 220 and 221. Could they go after any of these guys? We'll see. Lasita Smith, offensive guard out of Virginia Tech. Maybe they go offensive line again, although that would be the 3rd time so far. Kellen Diesch, offensive tackle out of Arizona State. JoJo Doman, Marquise Hayes, offensive guard. A lot of these guys are at positions that the Niners don't really need right now. So maybe they even decide to trade out of one of those picks because they do select at 220 and 221. I'll tell you this. Carson Strong, really good pocket passer, but had to get cadaver cartilage put in his knee. That's a red flag right there. Didn't also interview well with teams. Rasheed Walker, I think, is a good player, offensive tackle, but again, the Niners have already addressed that. Donovan West, center out of Arizona State. For those of you wanting a center, maybe he could be that guy. I'm most appealed and intrigued by Justin Ross, This guy a couple years ago, just a downright stud. The only problem is he was told at one point might not be wise for him to play football any longer, had like spinal cord and neck issues. That is certainly a big concern. But if he can be healthy, Justin Ross could end up being a top 15 wide receiver in this draft class. But that if is certainly a big one. Will Deebo return to the Niners in 2022? I want to see where you're at on this. I'm going to type my R for return. I'm going to get that in the chat right now. I think Deebo's coming back, man. Why would you trade away Deebo Samuel for a future first-round pick when you would get worse right now with a rookie quarterback, and then you'd have to wait to get compensation for him until next year? Is it going to be a trade? I don't think so, because if you bring in another wide receiver, you're going to have to pay them. So I think Deebo Samuel's going to come back. Kyle Shanahan said, look, none of these offers I really took seriously. I think Deebo can come back because we have a really good relationship. I liked hearing that from the coach. R for return, L for leave. More shout-outs for you. Awesome, man. Lots to get to. Extreme Realming. I think he's going to leave. Draco Pimpin. R for return. Mark Henry. R for return. Ramen. BK from the Bay thinks he's going to leave. Allen, return. What Noodle? Deebo's coming back. Jason Waters, he's back. Phil thinks that he's coming back. Ernesto, he's coming back. Let's see. Skid Markey. He's returning with stacks. Let's hope that he's getting stacks from San Francisco, man. I'd like to see him get the bag. Ramen, hard R. P Money, R. Paul Gaines, R. Extreme Realming. Deebo wants $30 million and $70 million guaranteed. I think he deserves more than A.J. Brown, and A.J. Brown with the Eagles now, after the completion of that trade, he's making $25 million per year once that contract extension kicks in. So right now, our audience continues to build. 200 people watching live, 36 likes. First of all, got to get to 100 likes as soon as possible. Hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. But also, now that we have this many people watching, I will be live on the call-in app after the NFL draft is complete. We're aiming for 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. How do you join us? And what is the call-in app? Well, if you plug in that link down below, chatsports.com/49ers call-in, download the app. It makes it easier, and it allows you to actually call into the show. The call-in app is a audio social podcasting app. They've really reinvented the wheel. Think of it like Twitter Spaces, but even better and easier to use. We're going to be doing weekly live shows, and it's your chance to call in. Here on YouTube, you're able to comment, but on the call-in app, you can call in like a sports talk show. Sub here, chatsports.com/49ers call-in, right to my right. I want to see everybody joining us on call-in, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. We are going to be going live on the call-in app. I want to take all of your calls as we recap the 2022 NFL Draft. My boy Harrison Graham on Chicago Bears Now, he went live on call-in, 150 people listening live, and he was taking calls for like an hour straight. I want to do the same, so download the app. If you're watching on your tablet, on your computer, or on your TV, you can even scan this QR code right here. If you're watching on your phone, obviously it's a little bit more difficult, but just go to that link at the bottom of your screen, chatsports.com/49ers call-in, and download the app so that you can join me and get your calls in after today's live show when we break down what the Niners do at 220, 221, 262, draft grades from the entirety of the NFL Draft. And Draco, I see you saying, if you see a 702 number, answer, it's me. You just got to make a profile. And then I'll just see Draco Pip, and I'll be able to see you in the caller queue. I'll be like, Draco, you're up next. Let's ride. Let's chop it up, homie. Let's go. Chatsports.com/49ers call-in. We'll get the party going after the NFL Draft is complete. Get you caught up on some of the most recent picks here in the draft. Houston Texans, they go offensive tackle out of LSU, Austin Deculus, round 6, 205. Matt Henningsen, defensive lineman out of Wisconsin, going to the Broncos at 206. Doug Kramer, center out of Illinois, kind of would have liked that selection for the Niners, round 6, 207. Connor Hayward, tight end out of Michigan State. I had a mock to the Niners with Mr. Irrelevant at 262 because he's kind of like Kyle Juszczyk. He could play tight end, he could play fullback, but instead he goes to Pittsburgh. That's perfect. I wonder what that means for the Watt brother, who used to be the fullback there and is still. Move forward here, picks 209 to 211 because the Rams are on the clock right now with back-to-back selections. F the draft. That's what Les Nita said. Luke Tenuta, 209, F the picks. Chasen Hines, to the Patriots, offensive guard out of LSU to 210, and then Quentin Lake, the safety out of UCLA, to the Rams at number 211 overall. So with the Rams on the clock at 212, the Niners pick at 220 and 221. Let's take a look at some of the best players available, Jack, whenever you get a chance. In the meantime, I'll give you some shout-outs here on the 49ers report. Paul Gaines restructured Jimmy Garoppolo's contract to the preparation and put him to the bench, so he'll be sitting on that. Troy Norris wanted the Niners to get Hayward so bad. TCal2399, I'm just mad we didn't get the punt god, Matt Ariza. Also surprised Hayward got drafted. Yeah, I'm with you on that. As for the best players available who could be there for the Niners at 220 and 221, I'm curious to see if they trade out since they pick in back-to-back slots. We'll see. If that's the case, we'll still stay live here. Lasita Smith, offensive guard out of Virginia Tech. Kellen Deesh, JoJo Doman, Marquise Hayes. I don't think any of these players are going to the Niners. One, they don't have needs at linebacker. Two, they've gone offensive line, but if they go best player available, maybe they just have an open competition throughout training camp to see which young guy steps up, and whoever doesn't, they have wiggle room to maybe release some of these young guys on this team. And obviously, offensive line, a little bit of a concern. Could they go after Carson Strong? Look, I'm concerned about the medicals. He had a cadaver put into his knee because he has this kind of arthritic problem that leads to the cartilage getting worn down. I like his swagger, pure pocket passer, has a nice little arm. He's decisive in the pocket. Could he be a better backup than Nate Sudfeld? Yes, as a pure player, but certainly have some injury concerns. Rasheed Walker, offensive tackle out of Penn State. Donovan West, center out of Arizona State. And then Justin Ross, wide receiver out of Clemson. You look at the Niners receiving core right now. You have Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Juwan Jennings, Ray McLeod, and Danny Gray. Could Justin Ross be the sixth and basically give you what Trent Sherfield gave you last year? Not sure he gives you special teams ability because of that back and neck issue, but we will certainly see there. We did have a $5 super chat come in. It's not pulling, so I'll give it a verbal shout out. Josh Nurafshan would love to see us address a backup tight end, so would I, considering Kittle's injury history, or safety here if Tart is truly gone, as much as I love Hufanga. Hufanga's still going to be on the team. They haven't addressed safety yet. And at this point, I'm not sure you're going to get a very good safety who's available at this point. As for what the Rams just did, I like it. Darian Kendrick, cornerback out of Georgia. I might have targeted him maybe even a little bit earlier than round 6. 41 tackles, 3 pass breakups, and 4 picks last year for the defending champion national Georgia Bulldogs. Out of Rock Hill, South Carolina, 22 years old. Decent size, 5'11", 7/8, 194 pounds. He's going to the Rams. Rams also picking at 213 as well. Let's go back to our Super Chat menu. $5 will give you a shout-out. $10 a beer cheers. $20 I'll chug a beer. Mike Concho just sent in a $20 Super Chat. I'm going to go Yingling here to start things off. America's oldest brewery. I shotgunned one of these earlier on our main Chat Sports channel during round 4 of the draft to kick things off. We were getting litty at like 10:30 a.m., but that's our Super Chat menu. All of your donations are greatly appreciated. $500 in Super Chats last night. Can we beat that total? I'm not asking all of you to go for broke, but we'll certainly take it. There's no doubt about that. Super Chat still not pulling? Okay. Mike Concho, I saw the Super Chat. $20, which is a beer chug. I have to do a beer cheers for Josh, who sent in that $5 donation. Thank you, my guy. Having some technical difficulties with popping up the Super Chats on the screen. We'll get that figured out because Jack Lotteray is to my right. Yingling99 is the best from Armando. Dude, Yingling is the best. I've always said this about Yingling, and I'm from Pennsylvania. I'm not even biased, though. They are out of Pottsville, Pennsylvania. I used to work there for WNEP. We had some people watching from Moosic and Moscow in northeastern Pennsylvania last night, but America's oldest brewery. They made it through Prohibition, and Yingling is awesome because it's like the good combination between a dark beer and an IPA and a light beer. It's like the perfect in between. I also like the taste, too. So I can officially crack the Yingling and take a sip because producer Jack, I can always count on him. He's the best producer here at Chat Sports. Would love to see us address a backup tight end. I did talk about it, but now I want to show him some love. Appreciate you, my guy. I hope you join us on the call-in app. After our live show, we'll be going live 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. chatsports.com/49ers call in. Download the app and then call in and interact with me as we recap the Niners draft. But he said this: would love to see us address a backup tight end, considering Kittle's injury history, or safety here if Tart is truly gone, as much as I love Fufanga. Now, I talked about that at length. As for what Mike Concho had to say, and don't worry, I'll drink. Can you explain how the compensatory draft picks are utilized? Great show, LFG. Yes, let me drink first. That's your chug there, Mike. So, basically, with minority hires in the NFL, if a team employs a minority on their coaching staff or in their front office, and then they get hired by a different team, you get compensatory picks back. Now, in the third round, you may have noticed there were more than 32 selections in the third round because of the compensatory picks. Now, they always come a year after or maybe 2 years after. But anytime, because of the new ruling in the NFL, to really increase the amount of minorities being hired across the NFL in front offices and on coaching staffs, Robert Saleh, Mike McDaniel, all those types of things, you get compensatory picks back that don't really affect the team that those guys go to, but it helps you get and compile more draft picks, which San Francisco has been the benefit of. 4 compensatory picks this year, I believe, for the Niners. How Dog, Pottsville, PA, you already know. Falcons selection at 213. They're going tight end, John Fitzpatrick. There was not a tight end drafted in night 1, and there was not a tight end drafted, I believe, in round 2. And then Greg Dulcich out of UCLA was the first tight end taken in round 3. Today, though, there's been a run on tight ends. John Fitzpatrick, the most recent, going to the Atlanta Falcons, round 6, 213. And then at 214, as the Niners are coming up on the clock at 220, it's Jasir Taylor, the cornerback out of Wake Forest, 5'11", 188 pounds, 5 pass breakups for a Wake Forest team that surprised a lot of people last year. 60 tackles, 2 interceptions. Decent size, 5'11", 188. A little bit older as compared to other draft prospects out there. 23 years old, did exhaust all of his collegiate eligibility. He is a senior from Wake Forest. What is the 49ers' biggest need right now? Armando? Yeah, buddy. Low suds. Refreshing. Chewy Low 49ers report. After you log in, it said enter a code and send it to your email address. You shouldn't need a code. I'm not sure what that is. Let's see. Subscribe to the 49ers report after you log into the app. Then you'll join the show just like you do a YouTube video. So we did respond to you earlier. I also see Ruben Mendez listening from North Carolina. Already made gangsta from Draco. You a G, man. Yeah, if you go to chatsports.com/49ers call-in, you shouldn't need a code, okay? You should be able to just go there because that's what I'm able to do on my desktop. Now, you should probably do it on your phone, and if you want to call into the show, you have to do it on your phone and create an account. They don't allow accounts on desktop because it's more of a mobile device, Twitter Spaces, but even better. These picks starting to fly through here. Lasita Smith, offensive guard out of Virginia Tech, going to the Cardinals, round 6, 215. And again, if you're just joining us, Niners picking at 220, 221, as well as 262. Those are the upcoming picks for San Francisco. What's the Niners' biggest need, though? Stephon James, offensive line. Niner faithful, safety and center. Phillip needs safety, offensive line, and cornerback. They've gone offensive line and cornerback so far. We'll see if they go safety here. But I don't really like the safeties on the board. Still plenty of free agent safeties. Tyrann Mathieu? I mean, that'd be awesome. Jaquiski Tart? I'd be cool with that too. T-Cal? Anybody they take, we will be Googling and pretending we know who they are. Hey, man, I mean, it's cool to see who's going to join the faithful. So for fans out there who don't have the time to do all of the draft research, yeah, you turn on the highlight tape, and everybody's highlight tape on YouTube is pretty appealing, right? You look at them, you watch them, and you're like, man, he pops. I see the ability. The reason that they pop is why they are NFL draft prospects. But either way, it is funny. You are so right about that. Thomas B., offensive line for sure. Depth is our biggest need from Wet Noodle at 187. I kind of agree because there are premier players all across the board for the Niners, really. Ruben, what's good, man? He's back. Mac must be staying if we didn't draft the center at this point. That's what I said on Twitter. Somebody tweeted me, and I'll give you a shout out to whoever did tweet me. Let's see. Who was it who tweeted me? I did respond. It was Anthony Christina. Chase, what do you think the plan at center will be this year? I think it means that Alex Mack is coming back if you didn't target a center all throughout the draft, unless you're going Daniel Brunskill, and then you're going with some of these rookies and second-year offensive linemen at right guard and left guard, which you have to fulfill after Laken Tomlinson got the bag from the Jets. It's one of the more underrated and least sexy things that I have concerns about with this team, but it is very, very important considering you have a second-year quarterback, basically a rookie, in Trey Lance if he is your starter. Niners selections up to this point. Let's run through them all. Edge rusher, Drake Jackson out of USC. That was the Niners' first pick at 61. No first-round picks until 2024 because they moved up to take Trey Lance last year. Ty Davis-Price, LeGarrette Blount comp for me, nearly 6 yards per carry after halftime last year. Danny Gray, my favorite selection so far, round 3, 105. Spencer Burford, offensive tackle out of UTSA, has tackle guard flexibility. So does Nick Zakelj, the offensive tackle who I think is going to be an offensive guard at the National Football League level because he lacks that tackle quickness. He, too, played a bunch of games at tackle at Fordham. Yes, it is FCS level football, but he also played guard. I love that positional versatility. Then Sam Womack, 51 career games at Toledo, 46 pass breakups. Guy has unbelievable instincts, a team captain, was tops in all of college football and PBUs over the last couple of years. Niners will pick at 220. In the meantime, round 6, 216, it's Curtis Brooks, defensive lineman out of Cincinnati in 2021 for a Bearcats team that made it to the college football playoff and was awesome. Finished the year undefeated before going down to Alabama. 56 tackles, 7.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble. 24 years old, certainly a little bit older, smaller for a defensive tackle, 6'2", 287. But I think what we've seen, and we've seen this with the Niners, right? These athletic guys who came into the league as edge rushers and maybe failed at that spot, then they moved to defensive tackle, like Arden Key, they're more and more appealing, especially if you can get them later on in the draft. Like, Arden Key was a third-round pick. He was a bust with the Las Vegas Raiders as an edge. Comes to the Niners, he plays DT, tore it up last year, 6.5 sacks. After our live show, and we're going to be going live throughout the remainder of the 2022 NFL Draft, we will be going live on Callin, an audio social podcasting app. Think Twitter Spaces, but even better. From here on out, going to be doing live shows once a week, and it's your chance to call in, and we can literally talk like we're talking through the radio on a live podcast on the phone and recap the entire 49ers NFL Draft. We have 343 people watching live right now. That number continuing to blossom. I want all of you to tune in. My boy Harrison Graham went live on Bears Now on Callin. 150 people concurrent were listening and calling in, talking about the Bears draft. I want to take down Harrison Graham. I want to take down Bears Now. And I want to show the bosses that the Niner faithful cares about what we're doing and that you guys love talking football. So go to chatsports.com/49erscallin and download the app. If you're watching on your tablet, on your computer, or even on your TV, because people are tuned in from all of those types of devices, we have access to those analytics. Just scan this QR code. Take you to the App Store. You can download the app. Niners selection at 220 is 3 picks away. At 217, round 6, James Houston IV, edge rusher out of Jackson State. Jackson State might sound familiar because former Niner great Deion Sanders is the head coach of Jackson State. So an HBCU player, I think it might be the first in this draft class, round 6, 217 out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida. 23 years old, 6 foot, 244 pounds, does not have the greatest athleticism, but I'm rooting for him to succeed with the Detroit Lions. And Detroit under Dan Campbell, they have certainly gone after the trenches here on the offensive line and defensive line so far in the draft. Y'all, I need you to help me out, okay? We have 335 people watching live, only 89 likes. Maybe we can get a like driver or something at some point. Hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. I'm hearing the Raiders report in the studio to my right is going crazy right now. 343 people watching live with the 49ers about to pick at 220. hit that thumbs up icon and like the video if you're enjoying the NFL draft, if you're enjoying our draft coverage, and if you're pumped up to see who the Niners go with here at 220 and 221. Then after that, they have the Mr. Irrelevant selection at 262. Give some shout-outs to some people. Ruben, he's back. Howdog, Chua, already logged in, but it said to me that you have to enter the code to your email address. I'm not sure what that is, man. I don't think anybody else has had that problem. Ruben, Jackson State, underrated. I agree. We need a quarterback from King J Shows. That's Deion Sanders' first draft selection, by the way. We need a quarterback, center, strong safety, and cornerback from King J Shows. Kaimi, hey, thanks for helping the people out. He said, hit the like button, folks. George the Chicken, I already like. Thanks, man. Any good safeties left in the draft? Can we take a look at the best available safeties? We'll get to that here in just a little while. Jamie Bryant already liked. What are we going to do with Jimmy Garoppolo? At this point, who the hell knows? Now, okay, a player who I would love for the Niners to take, Marquise Bell, safety out of Florida A&M. And if the Niners go with Marquise Bell, it'll be yet another player that I had mocked to the San Francisco 49ers. I think that would be three guys that I had mocked to San Francisco. Marquise Bell, I love the physicality and those physical traits that he brings to the position. He became a little bit over-aggressive at Florida A&M. Might be some character issues with him because he started his collegiate career at the JUCO level, then finished it at Florida A&M. Obviously, there's a jump in competition anytime you're going from Florida A&M to the NFL. Verone McKinley, the third, safety out of Oregon, another top safety available. Smoke Monday might be the best name in the draft. Snoop Conner is certainly up there as well. But Smoke Monday, number 15th overall safety, according to our Chat Sports database. And then Sterling Weatherford, safety out of Miami of Ohio. Those are the top four safeties available right now. If you love the San Francisco 49ers, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. With 345 people watching live, the Niners are on the clock. If you're excited for the Niners selection, hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. 220, 221. Let's see what the Niners do. At 218, the Buccaneers went with another tight end. Their second of the draft in Ko Kieft out of Minnesota. 219, Chance Campbell, linebacker out of Ole Miss. Round 6, 219. I'd like for the Niners to go to Marquise Bell here. I'm going to tweet that out at Chase_Senior. If you're with me, give me a retweet. Niners are on the clock. Let's see what they do. I'm pumped up to see which position they go. Who do you want the Niners to pick next? Your opportunity to be a part of the show. Andrew Gonzalez, Cisco. Let me see that thumb, baby. Keep up the good work, Chase. Mixed by DG. What'd you say, Jack? Huh. They traded up to take that tight end, Tampa Bay did. Yeah. Zion McCollum from Mr. C. He already got taken, unfortunately. 3 Diabetes. DB, please. Please, we need a safety from King J Shows. Chris Hudson. No need for Borgie. Ton of running backs already. Marquise Bell and Donovan West. Watson, the cornerback from Washington State. I don't mind a center as well. Pick 262, Jay Senior, coming from Vic Peterson. Yes, they do pick 220, 221, and 262. Mr. Irrelevant. That is the selection. The final pick of the draft. So the Niners are on the clock right now. They go 220, 221 back-to-back. And then after that, it goes Jaguars, Cleveland, as well as Miami. And with San Francisco on the clock, I expect them to go safety. I'm going to predict it here. If I predict this right, somebody has to send in a super chat. I'm going to say Marquise Bell is the safety pick out of Florida A&M. He's going to the Niners at either 220 or 221. Who do you want? Let us know. This is why you also subscribe, because we're reacting to all these picks as they happen. George the Chicken, Chase, that throw was amazing. It was, man. My arm doesn't even hurt either. I launched that piece. And if you don't believe me that it went 50 yards, I'll do it in the daylight as well. We just had to do what we could do, right? It was nighttime. San Francisco, on the clock. We're waiting to see where they go. I think safety is a need. Center is a need, but I'm not sure they're going to go center this late. But with back-to-back picks, we'll see what they end up doing here. Give some shout-outs here in the meantime. Safety from Kaimi. Bo Melton from Rashad. If it's Bell, I got you Wednesday, Chase. All right. Ruben, if you're right, Chase, you know I got you. All right, bet. Say less. We want you to chase. You want me to get drafted? It was an impressive throw, to be honest, from Ellis. Thanks, man. They drafted in the center. West, mark my words. Smoke, BK from the Bay. Anybody who's smoking out there? 420 can be every day. Man, this is taking a little while. Are the Niners trading out of this pick? I hope not. I want to talk some more football here, man. I'll take a drink of beer here in the meantime. Niners are on the clock. We continue to wait. You know what I can't wait for? To go live after the summary of the NFL Draft, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. I will be live on the Call-In app, an audio social podcasting platform that really does prioritize audience interaction. You will have an opportunity if you download the app and make an account, chatsports.com/49ers call-in. It's not like we get paid for you downloading the app, but we get to take your calls, and I want to hear your voices, interact with all of you. I'm tired of just looking at you and reading off your comments. I actually want to chop it up and speak with you on the 49ers Report. Michael Fernandez, my man, $5 super chat with the sticker. The sticker does say keep it up. It just doesn't register with our system for whatever reason, but thank you so much for that. Certainly going to drink. Chase the GOAT from Jamie Bryant. You the GOAT. Chew-Allure. You can log in with your phone number instead if it's asking you to enter a code. Okay, the 49ers pick is in. We are waiting word on who it could be. Shoot. What just happened there? 49ers pick is in. And we will discuss it here before it is even made available on the NFL Network and on ESPN. Yeah, let's see who it is here. Okay. Wait to push it across there, Jack. Okay. All right. So a pretty good value selection here. And you know what? We've been talking about the Niners needing a defensive tackle, especially with DJ Jones moving on. They have made their pick. Kalia Davis, the defensive tackle out of UCF, making his way to the San Francisco 49ers. Now, he's a little bit older, 24 years old. He's a junior, 6'1", 302 pounds. In 2021, he only played 5 games. In 2020, opted out because of the COVID pandemic. He's 6 foot, 302 pounds, as I talked about. Did not partake in the NFL Combine. Also, did not really do much throughout his pro days as well. Outstanding upfield quickness to knife and get through gaps. Uses his natural leverage to play low and balance through redirect blocks. He's able to really switch his hips and barrel into blockers, put them into reverse. DJ Jones, after all, was a 6th-round selection as well. The weakness for him, he's short. He's a little bit squatty at only 6 foot. He carries some sloppy weight, so he's going to need to trim down just a bit. He suffered a torn ACL in his right knee October of 2021, requiring surgery in November. At the end of the day, has a lot of flash on the tape, more flash than consistency. Only 5 games played the last 2 years, but he fires out of his stance with twitch and range to create backfield disruption versus the run and as a pass rusher. He's a developmental 3-technique prospect. He was on my board to go 4th, 5th round. You get him 6th. Another player who the Niners selected. They do go secondary here. They don't go safety, and they don't go Marquise Bell. So, unfortunately, Ruben is not going to send another fat super chat. But Tariq Castro-Fields is another guy who I have talked about here on the 49ers Report. This guy out of Penn State, good player. And I like him for a couple of reasons. He's 6 foot, nearly 200 pounds. He ran a 4.38 40-yard dash, which is elite at the NFL Scouting Combine. As for why he fell this late, because those are really the big questions up to this point. Small legs, needs to add more meat on his bones. His hips are high, gets a little tight in transition as he tries to pivot back and forth with covering these wide receivers in traffic. He's a competitive press corner with really good projectable speed at 4.3 at the NFL Scouting Combine. Unfortunately, struggles to play under control against the pass and the run. He can get a little bit too over-aggressive. Projects as maybe a backup with the volatile talent to push for a starting job or fall off the depth chart if his consistency doesn't improve. But a player like this, according to some draft experts out there, 4th-round grade, and you get him at round 6, 221. So those are the last two picks for the Niners. Kalia Davis, the defensive tackle out of Central Florida, and Tariq Castro-Fields. And now you look at what the Niners have done so far. 1 pick remaining at 262. It's pretty fascinating for a variety of reasons. And really, all throughout the day, all throughout the draft process, rounds 1 through 7, look, they've gone needs. They've gone best player available. And because of that, that's why I think San Francisco has earned a nice little B grade, to be honest with you. Drake Jackson, edge rusher. Then they went with Ty Davis Price in round 3. They went Danny Gray at 105. My favorite pick so far that the Niners have made. Spencer Burford, the offensive tackle who can also play guard, round 4. Samuel Womack, 45 pass breakups and 51 career games out of Toledo. Really has a knack for making plays on the football. Nick Zickel, offensive guard who played a lot of tackle at Fordham, but projects to be more of a guard. Kalia Davis, defensive tackle, defensive lineman out of UCF, round 6, 220. And with that back end of those back-to-back picks, it's Tariq Castro-Fields, 221 cornerback out of Penn State. So with almost 500 people watching live right now, I want you to grade the 49ers 2022 NFL Draft. Give me an A, B, C, D, or F, and I'll give you some shout-outs here. 3DA beats A+. 49ers fan 1977, B. Lee Ving, D-. BK from the Bay, B-. 3DA beats A. My Rhino, C. Sawbucks, B. Ty Cal, C. King J Shows, C. Thomas, B. A. Draco Pimpin, B. Garrett, a C. Christopher, he said D's nuts. Kalia Davis is nice from Armando Rodriguez. Jonah, B. Stan Roten, the entrepreneur, C-. Any relation to Tony Roten, the former basketball player? C+ from What Noodle 187. So you're standing there, What Noodle 187. Joseph. Okay, I see you. Next up, 222 to the Jaguars. Round 7, we are officially here as the Niners had the last 2 picks of round 6 at 220, 221. Monteric Brown, cornerback out of Arkansas, to the Jags. And then also Cameron Good, linebacker out of California, to the Browns, round 7, 223. I have to tell you, I like the selection of Tariq Castro-Fields. I'm going to tweet something out here, so bear with me. In the meantime, get that comment section flowing. But with Tariq Castro-Fields, I like the selection of him. 4.3 speed, who gets a little bit too aggressive at times in coverage. But Penn State has done an awesome job of developing players to turn them into really good pros over time. Sorry, just sending out a tweet here as we are live on YouTube, live on Rumble. About 500 people watching live right now. If you want to super chat us, here's the super chat menu. $5, shout out. $10, beer cheers. $20, a beer chug. $30, I'll take a shot. And for $50 super chat, Ruben, where you at? I will shotgun a beer. Got some Miller Lights, got a Coors Light, got a Yuengling here. I'll let you guys decide which beer I have to shotgun if we get a $50 super chat. Just sending out this tweet here. Appreciate all of you for being patient. All right, let's go back to the chat here. Any more super chats that came in? No more super chats that came in. Who do you want the Niners to pick next at 262, barring maybe they go up? Thomas B., how much for a bong hit? A beer bong or the Jane bomb? You'd have to ask my boss if I'd be allowed. Ruben, he's here. He's here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got him. So I'm actually going to make the live poll. I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to switch it up here because we got that $50 super chat. New live poll. Which beer should Chase shotgun? Is it Yuengling, Coors, Miller Lite? The live poll is up. Get your votes in. It's up for you to decide. Ruben, $50 super chat. I'm here. Also, Danny Gray, underrated. Watch the film. If any draft pick we got, I got him being successful. I totally agree with you. He is my favorite draft pick so far that the Niners have made. I said it in the pre-draft process. I've said it since. I love Danny Gray. Played at SMU. Not far from us here at Chat Sports. I got one. Yeah. Hey, I'll take some more. Rube is in the house, man. Raider Ron and Rube. Yes, sir. We'll take some more super chats. We'll be live all the way through round 7, and then we'll do draft grades live, and then I'm going live on Call It. The work just doesn't stop here, folks. It does not stop. So at 4:40 Central, which is 5:40 Eastern, 2:40 Pacific, we will end the live poll, and we'll decide which beer I have to shotgun. Right now, Yuengling at 50%, Coors at 33%, and Miller Lite at 17%. So Yuengling is in the lead right now. I think people want to see me shotgun a darker beer. I ain't concerned one bit. How about this? Edge rusher out of Oklahoma, Isaiah Thomas. No, not the basketball player, formerly of the Celtics or the Pistons. Isaiah Thomas, edge rusher out of Oklahoma, going to the Browns. Round 7, 223. In case you're just joining us, we've been live breaking down all of the Niners selections so far at 220, 221, as well as 187. We did videos on the other picks that they've made so far today, and we will do draft grades as the culmination to our live stream. Then we'll hop over to an audio podcasting app called Call-In, and we will go live on Call-In right after the NFL draft is over, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. 4 minutes left to get your votes in for which beer I have to shotgun, thanks to Rube's Super Chat. Wasn't there another Super Chat that came in as well? Or no? Okay, just Rube's. Just Rube's. Rube being an OG. Cameron Good, the linebacker out of Cal, went to the Dolphins at 224. 45 tackles in 2021 with 7 sacks. Mark Robinson, another linebacker off the board. Today, man, a lot of linebackers, a lot of tight ends who have gone off the board. Mark Robinson out of Ole Miss to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Round 7, 225 is round 7 in full go right now. Jatir Carter, offensive tackle out of Southern, as we're starting to see some teams take swings on some of these players from lesser-known schools like Jackson State. Deion Sanders had his first ever player drafted just moments ago, and Southern, another lesser-known school, Jatir Carter. Is Southern a HBCU as well? Okay, nice. Another HBCU. That's awesome. It's great to see. So with this many people watching live, hey, going live on Call-In after the final round of the NFL draft. So it actually works out well because right now the Niners are slated to pick a 262. We'll react to that pick. Then we'll do overall draft grades for every single selection that the Niners have made. We're going to push out that video, and then we're going live on call-in after the final round of the NFL draft. Download the app and make sure you make a profile so that you can call into the show, chatsports.com/49ers call-in. It's an audio social podcasting app that really prioritizes audience engagement. No surprise. That's what we're all about here at Chat Sports. Just like here on YouTube, we do the same on call-in as well. This will be our debut show. Everybody who follows us will follow you back on the 49ers Report, by the way. Weekly live shows, your chance to call in and interact with me as we recap everything that the Niners did throughout all 7 rounds of the draft. Make sure you subscribe, chatsports.com/49ers call-in, and once you do that, you'll be able to call into the show. If you're watching right now on your TV, tablet, laptop, whatever, here's the QR code. You can scan that. I actually want to see how that works from the user interface standpoint. I think I can do it from here. Yep, I'm able to open it. It takes you to Safari. And then you can view it in the app, though. And then it takes you to the call-in app. Yeah. Well, it is. Oh, it's that QR code. True. Here, let me send you. Do you? It should be. Yeah. Oh my God, what did James do? Oh my gosh. Everybody, go check out the tweet that I just retweeted. Our boy Will Scott, man. What a guy. What a guy. Check out the tweet that I just retweeted on my Twitter page at Chase_Senior. It is absolutely hilarious. We are 1 minute away from determining which beer I have to shotgun, and it looks as though it is going to be a Yingling. So it's going to be a Yingling in which I shotgun. 52% of the votes going Yingling, 28% Coors, 20% Miller Lite, 101 votes. So it really wasn't close. So I'm going to end that live poll now that it's 4:40. I'll put up a new live poll. New live poll. Is Ruben a legend? Yes or hell yes? Get those votes in. Which one are you going with? Is Ruben a legend? Yes or hell yes? Leaving. I'm just here for the foam. Chase, yell out, go Niners. Go Niners! San Francisco! Let's go. There you go, Jonah. I got you. Okay. Shotgun and Yingers. Last night I probably did, 5 of these live on the show. We're down to run it back, though. $20 away from $100 in Super Chats. We get there, and I'll take a shot, okay? So for Ruben's $50 Super Chat, you want to show that on the screen? We can do that. Jack, is it really that much work? Are you okay? Are you going to be all right? Ruben, thank you for the 50-piece. Hell yes, 60% of the votes. My guy. Here we go. Cheers to everybody watching. With ease, baby. With absolute ease. Bang! Bang! Niner gang! Let's go. Jonah Burnaby, cheers. BK from the Bay, Coors Piss. Oh, Coors Piss water. I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, it's like water. It really is. That's why I don't really like it all that much. It's just way too easy to take down. And throughout the course of a day, man, it is so easy to just take down like 20 Coors Lights. I've done that before. Okay, let's get you caught up on more tight ends being picked. Nick Muse, tight end out of South Carolina. Round 7, 227. 20 catches last year, 222 yards. Has to be better, obviously, as a pass catcher. What'd you say about the Seahawks? Seahawks made a pick, which we'll get to, which obviously impacts San Francisco to a certain degree. Tariq Carpenter, safety out of Georgia Tech, going to the Packers at 228. 65 tackles last year and 2 pass breakups. That's a lot of tackles for a DB, especially a safety at the college level. Bo Melton, damn it. I wouldn't have hated him, but Niners went Danny Gray. Kind of took him out of the running for Bo Melton, but this guy's a really fun player, dude. Has some spark, has some juice, 55 catches, 618 yards, and 3 touchdowns in 2021. Decent size, a little bit sturdy, has tackle breaking ability at that size of 5'11", 189 pounds. As for the best players available, that's who the Seahawks are going with. Hopefully it doesn't haunt the Niners for years to come. Kellen Diesch, offensive tackle out of Arizona State. JoJo Doman, linebacker out of Nebraska. Again, I just don't think the Niners are going to go linebacker or offensive line. If Carson Strong is there with the last pick, maybe you go with him, but I don't know what type of message that sends to Trey Lance, because Carson Strong's going to be like, yo, I'm trying to take your job, dog. Rasheed Walker, number 5 offensive tackle out of Penn State. That's Tom Downey's 5th best player available. He's a good player, a little bit slow coming out of his pass sets, though. That certainly concerns me when you're playing offensive tackle. Maybe he slides to guard. Donovan West, center out of Arizona State. Justin Ross, wide receiver out of Clemson. Is he not going to get drafted? And if he doesn't get drafted because of the medicals, neck issue, doctors didn't really want him to play football, it's certainly a big concern. This dude, if you watch his highlights, man, he's a dog. He's a dog. So if he's a priority free agent and a UDFA, whichever team gets him, if he can stay healthy, I think he can really prove himself. Josh Jobe, cornerback out of Alabama, at number 8 overall for our best available players, according to our resident draft expert, Tom Downey. So there you go, best players available right now. If you love the Niners, hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. 345 people watching live right now. 188 likes. We're $20 away from $100 in Super Chats. I'm being told if we don't get to $100 in Super Chats over the next couple of minutes, we might have to shut the stream off, which I really don't want to do because we want to stay live for draft grades and then go live on call-in as well. So, what are you drinking today? Let me know. Just took down a Yingling shotgun. I've had some Bud Lights. I've had some Miller Lights. I had an Irish car bomb earlier. I think that's all I've had. Yeah, you can imagine it's been quite the last couple of days here at Chat Sports. Last night, night before, after day 1, night 1, and day 2, night 2, you just don't have a lot of opportunities to sleep, especially when we went live 10 a.m. Central this morning, and I had to lead our coverage on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel as the lead host. What are you drinking? Let me know. Draco, I'm depressed, broke right now. Don't worry about it, my guy. Wet Noodle 187, water. Coffee from Thomas B. Chew Allure Gatorade. Deuce from BMS. What is that? Let me know. Coke Zero Lee Ving. Bang Bang Niner Gang from Jonah. Bang Bang. Michael Fernandez. He retracted his message. Oh, I saw that super chat. He just sent in the $10 super chat. Hopefully you didn't mean to not send that. I'd feel bad because that ain't right. And Arizona, Iced Tea from Niner Faithful. Michael Fernandez, thank you so much for your donation. What are you drinking today? A little bit of a lull in between picks. $11 away from $100 in Super Chats. Let's get there. Vodka Tonic from Christopher Vigil. Nice. Cali Niner, 805, bro. What's good? Good stuff. Bo Melton looks like Von and Jamar Chase had a baby. That's pretty funny. Von Miller and Jamar Chase having a baby. You know what? Can we go back to that picture? Is that possible? Is this the child of Von Miller and Jamar Chase? That is really funny. That's really funny. Niner fan from Dallas, Texas. Let's go. Also, college teammate of former San Francisco quarterback Tim Rattay at Louisiana Tech. Ryan Porter. Thanks, man. You're living in Dallas? I'm living in Dallas as well, right in Uptown. Get to walk to work every day. It's dope. You never heard of Deuce. Let me see. 2 more picks to get to. I want to see what this... Oh, cognac. Okay, nice. Ooh, that dark stuff. I like whiskey, but the dark liquor, man, your night can certainly take a turn if you ain't built like that. Chris Paul, no, not the point guard for the Phoenix Suns. Offensive guard for Tulsa, going to the Washington Commanders at 2:30. Balin Spector, linebacker out of Clemson, going to the Buffalo Bills. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Going to Buffalo at 231. 2.5 sacks. Linebacker, decent coverage instincts. 6'1", 233 pounds. Faion Hicks, cornerback out of Wisconsin. I liked him going up until this point of the draft. Faion Hicks out of Wisconsin. Sometimes I find it hard to evaluate Big Ten defensive backs because it's not the most pass-happy league that we've ever seen. So these cornerbacks aren't always tested. I think Jeff Okudah is a perfect example of that. Top, 3 pick? I think he went 3 to the Detroit Lions a couple of years ago. It's unfortunate he popped his Achilles last year, I believe, in that opening game against the Niners, and just hasn't been that good of a player throughout his year and change in the NFL. Hard to evaluate cornerback prospects sometimes in the Big Ten because they just don't sling the football all that much. Up to this point, how would you grade the 49ers 2022 NFL Draft? A, B, C, D, or F? Vic Peterson, thanks for the show, my guy. Jonah, let's get to 60K subs. Please subscribe to the channel. That'd be awesome. Wow, Georgia has set the NFL record officially with 15 draft selections. Big reason why Kirby Smart and the boys and the dogs won the national championship. That right there, very, very impressive. Somebody living in Deep Ellum? Who lives in Deep Ellum? You talked me up to a B- from Wet Noodle 187. Milk and Brownies from Mike Concha, the fun kind. Send me some, please. Who lives in Deep Ellum? I'm trying to see it. Hold up. Oh, Mike Lou. I live near Deep Ellum. Let's meet at Dallas Bottle Blonde one of these weekends. Drinks on me. Yo, that place pops, dude. That place pops. If you DM me on Twitter or Instagram at Chase_Senior, Mike Lou, pop up my Twitter and Instagram L3 Jack if you can. I'm just demanding you around today, aren't I? That's what everybody does. Mike Lou 415. If you hit me up, Twitter and Instagram, DM me, and then we'll try to find a way to connect. I actually haven't been to Bottled Blonde. I tried to go with my crew back a few weeks ago. We tried to get a section. It was on a Saturday night. They wanted like $2,000, $1,000 or something like that. It was like $350 per pop, and I was like, man, I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I got to save up. I got weddings to go to, bachelor parties to get to this year. I can't be dropping that much money. But I'm down to meet you at Bottle Blonde sometime. So hit me up, Twitter and Instagram. It's at Chase_Senior, both social media platforms. Deep Ellum is awesome, dude. I'm not sure I want to live there. I thought about it when I first moved here. I went uptown instead. I'm very happy with the decision, but Deep Ellum, a great spot, something that you have to hit if you ever visit Dallas. Subscribe to the 49ers Report on the Call-In app after the draft is over, and it works out perfectly because the Niners have pick number 262. We're going to be going live on the Call-In app, where I'll be able to take your audio calls and we can recap everything that the Niners did all throughout the NFL draft. So go to chatsports.com/49ers call in. Download the app today. They're really trying to change the way that podcasting is done. And it's basically Twitter Spaces, but even better. It's awesome. You're able to call in, interact with you. I see your icons. It's basically like a sports talk radio show and Twitter Spaces having a baby. But it's even better. There's also a live chat in which we can interact with people by typing into the chat as well. And you're able to do it all from your phone. So it's just like you can call in the show and I can be like, yo, Jonah, what's going on? What do you think about the Niners draft? And we're able to communicate by the voice and unlike the written word like we're doing here on YouTube as well as on Rumble. So download call-in. Here's a QR code. Is that the right one? Cool. That's the right QR code. That's the QR code if you want to download the call-in app. Michael Fernandez, man, you are just a G with the $10 super chat. We'll get that on the screen here in a little while. 204 likes. Make sure you hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. It lets other people know on YouTube that, hey, we're doing things that have never been done before. Marquise Bell, still not taken, man. If he's still on the board at 262, I could see the Niners going that direction. Yeah. Got one pick that was made, and then we'll get to Michael Fernandez's super chat. Derek Young. Lenore Ryan. Wow. Division II player going to the Seattle Seahawks at 233. Wide receiver, 25 catches, 303 yards. But look at his size. I'm wondering if Seattle's going to try to turn him into a tight end. You have Noah Fant. You brought back that other backup tight end, Will Dissly, for $8 million per year. But could Derek Young maybe be a tight end convert? Or could he just be maybe the next DK Metcalf, something like that? The production at Lenore Ryan, yeah, only 25 catches, 303 yards. But are you betting on the athletic upside? I'm interested to see what Seattle is thinking there. Michael Fernandez, $10 super chat. Thank you, man. I got to do something for that. That's a beer chug. So, bottoms up. Beer cheers, I should say. Beer cheers, but I'll chug one for you, Michael, because you're the man. I'm just going to finish this off. A lot of alcohol this weekend. A lot of water. And you know what is the ultimate game changer that I've discovered over the last year or so? Liquid IV. Liquid IV is essential to the bounce back. Now, I said when we got to $100 in supers, I'd take a shot. Shot of tequila. Getting to the century mark. Any more super chats? Also welcome and appreciated. Cheers. We're just chopping it up with the faithful. Chopping it up with the Niner Empire. Discussing all of the latest Niners draft selections. And then after we're live, we'll be going live on the call-in app. From YouTube to call-in. BK from the Bay said, what about a shot, Chase? I got you, man. It's already poured. Oh, God. Ugh, that wasn't good. Not chilled at all. No lime, no salt. It's all good, though. Have you been enjoying the draft? Give me a Y for yes. Give me an N for no. Let me know. Leaving $100 full access to Chase's OnlyFans. I don't have an OnlyFans, but what can I do? What can I do for a $100 super chat? I don't know what I should do for a $100 super chat. I would say that I'll just go shirtless here, but a lot of people might not like that. Some people might like that. I don't know. That's about all I can do. I have my headset on, so I really can't do much. I would do 20 push-ups. I'll go back outside and throw the football if you want. I'll go shirtless and throw the football. Maybe just give me some suggestions. Maurice, Y for yes. Lefier, Y for yes. David Delgado, what's up, Chase? David, what's good, man? Glad to hear from you. J2 Funny, Y for yes. Thomas B, do a line. I ain't doing cocaine, brother. That ain't my thing. Shot Chase by a beer chug. So you want me to take a shot and then chug a beer? Skid Markey, Liquid IV kills hangovers. Facts. Shout out to Jake Brown for hooking me up with that Liquid IV when I first moved to Dallas. Absolute game changer. Crocsbox 52. This is funny. Let Thomas Mott take over for $100? Nah. A shotgun and a shot of tequila for $100 from BK from the Bay. My wife wants to know what you do for food on your long days. So it's actually pretty cool at Chat Sports. The company pays for our lunch every day. On a day like today, I try to not eat any junk food. Really, that's my go-to day in, day out. I do not eat junk food. I work out almost every single day. I'm a big runner, big into fitness because my mom passed away very early, so I definitely prioritize that. As far as meals, What Noodle 187, I meal prep at the start of every week, and I just kind of have some type of protein and vegetables for the rest of the week, and I'm able to kind of sequence that all throughout the week. And then on a day like today, honestly, I won't eat much because we got Papa John's Pizza here. Not really a big fan of Papa John's, so I had a couple of slices to hold me over, but I'm not going to go overboard with that. All right, let's see what the people are saying here. So BK from the Bay said a shotgun and a shot of tequila for a $100 super chat. I'll do that. I'll do that. If that's what we think that we should do, then I'll do that if we get a $100 super chat. Dr. Robert Anthony, Magnum. Don't want to know. All Day Trey from Joshua. Crystal meth is way better than Coke. Bro, I ain't messing with any of that. Joshua Cherry, Chase, I want to come be a 49ers sports guy like you. Would be amazing for real. Josh, if you want to be on air, if you want to talk Niners, I'm going live after our live stream on the call-in app. And I'll be able to answer all of your calls. Chatsports.com/49ers call-in. I'll be able to answer all of your calls like a sports talk radio show. How come Chat Sports doesn't do baseball? I've done baseball from time to time. Producer Jack Lauderay, a big baseball guy. Look, there's not a huge market for it. That's why. And there's not a bunch of money-making opportunities. But we have done baseball from time to time. I did the top free agents going into MLB free agency. Then once the lockout ended, I did the top free agents then. So we do baseball from time to time. Jack and Marshall did a baseball watch party. Yankees, Red Sox. That was a pretty good time. A few thousand people over the night. LS10, why are we discussing hard drugs in here? It's the comment section, man, and people can say whatever they want, frankly. So no matter what you're saying, as long as it doesn't get too personal, hey, you can comment whatever you want. Let's catch up on some picks right now. Papa John's is like the Cowboys, gross and delusional, thinking that they're good. That's awesome. Hayes County, Texas Gutless Punks. That was the username. That's great. Wet Noodle 187, go Golden State. Yes, I host Golden State Warriors today. Giants up 4-2 on the Nationals from Thomas B. Nice. I love baseball, man. All right, let's get you caught up on some picks. Niners picking at 262. A little bit of time until then. Jonathan Ford, defensive lineman out of Miami, going to the Packers at 234. Packers have gone heavy defense so far today. Round 7, 235. Daniel Hardy, edge rusher out of Montana State. Not even many stats available for him. For some of these lesser-known players. We have a database that has hundreds and hundreds of players. A guy like Daniel Hardy, though, he falls under the radar a little bit. Dean Leonard, cornerback out of Ole Miss, going in round 7 to the Chargers, as Arnold Schwarzenegger once said. The former governor of California, obviously impacting those of you who live in San Francisco. Dean Leonard, 48 tackles, 0 interceptions, and 6 pass breakups. Musk owning YouTube as well, that's why, from Roy Batty. I think Elon Musk owning Twitter is a good thing, man. I'm digging the polo chase from David. Thanks, dude. This thing's awesome. Yeah, I think Elon Musk is, like, a brilliant dude, one of the smartest guys in the world, one of the more powerful guys, and I'd rather have him who's forthright, who's honest, who's open-minded, as compared to another guy in a position of power who is closed-minded and is delusional. So, I don't like that. Let's go safeties here, Jack. Let's take a look at the best available safeties. Maybe the Niners go safety at pick 262. What happened? One of your guys got drafted. Okay, we'll get him after. So a lot of you were asking about safeties in the comment section. Verone McKinley, the third safety out of Oregon. Number 13 overall safety according to our draft database. I kind of like Marquise Bell a little bit more. I like the upside. I like the potential. I like the physicality. I like the positional versatility that he brings to the table. Obviously, going Florida A&M to the NFL would certainly be a little bit of a jump. Smoke Monday, safety out of Auburn, also there on the board. And Sterling Weatherford has not been picked either. So those are really the top 4 safeties and the only safeties that might go in the final few picks here in the NFL draft. Hell yeah, Elon must bring free speech back. And look, like, I think that part was a little bit overblown, but the fact that free speech is a thing, right? But, like, there's no question that on social media, there were some people who were being silenced and some people who were being shadow banned. A lot of those people were either extreme left or extreme right, maybe sometimes just on the right. I don't think that should be the case. I think people should be able to say what they want to say. I think one of the problems that Elon Musk is trying to eliminate, which I happen to agree with, is eliminating the bots. Because a lot of these bots fuel into all of these extreme political views, and that leads to social media sometimes just being a catastrophic cesspool. So if you can weed those out and everybody who's on social media is an actual person, I think we'll have more healthier discourses. Those are just my opinions. I'm down to talk about anything all the time. BK from the Bay, Smoke Monday. Jamie Bryant, Smoke. I didn't know if you guys were, since people were talking about drugs, talking about smoking that Jane. Pick us in. Chase Lucas, Arizona State. Producer Jack Lauderay went to Arizona State. He is a Sun Devil, just like Brandon Ayuk. Do you know about him? Okay. Are you able to hop on the mic or no? Yeah, hop on the mic. So producer Jack Lauderay, who was the good luck charm during the Niners playoff run as they made it to the NFC Championship game. He went to Arizona State, covered Chase Lucas for a couple of years. You have some insight on Chase Lucas. Take it away.
I love this guy. He's very high energetic. He's a great locker room guy. Okay. He's small, only 5'11 and a fourth, but he's very energetic. He gets to the ball. He's very tough. And like I said, locker room guy, big leader, awesome addition to the Lions. I mean, I don't know how much play time he's going to get because remember, he's pretty small.
He's on the periphery of that roster.
But I like the pick.
Okay, there you hear it from producer Jack Lauderay, who went to Arizona State, and he covered Chase Lucas when he was there with the Sun Devils. Another pick coming in, as right now the Niners are 24 picks away from 262, their final pick of the 2022 NFL Draft. Thayer Munford, offensive guard out of Ohio State, going to the Las Vegas Raiders. Faithful to the Bay, Raiders aren't. They left to go to Las Vegas. Faithful to the Bay, the Niners are because they stayed. Even though I'm kind of bummed that they're in Santa Clara. Like, your stadium is an hour away from San Francisco. That's bad business. It was a money grab, in my opinion, at least. I think you stay close to the city. Like, I grew up in Philadelphia. They have 4 arenas and stadiums. Well, 3, technically. But all 4 of their teams play within a mile of one another in a sports complex in Philadelphia. I think it's awesome to have a setup like that. But to have the Golden State Warriors playing downtown San Francisco and then the Niners all the way out in Santa Clara, it takes away from the game day experience. Like, you want to be able to tailgate in the city. You don't want to have to drive an hour outside of the city to tailgate. I don't like it. I certainly don't like it. So Thayer Munford to the Raiders at 238. Excellent size at offensive guard. Just a little bit slow. Might need to add maybe a couple of pounds at 328, 6'5", 3/4, 23 years old, Cincinnati, Ohio. Went to Ohio State, stayed local from Cincinnati to Columbus, and now he's going to the top corner of the United States to Las Vegas. Santa Clara, 37 minutes from San Francisco, from Juan Garcia. Yeah, I know, but like with traffic, dude. You know what I'm saying? With traffic, it becomes about an hour drive. The Warriors Stadium should have been the Niners Stadium from Marcus Alvarez. Do you say that because it's more of an uppity crowd? I'm curious. Rio Melo Ball. What consequences are there for free speech? I let people say what they want to say, and I say what I need to say. That's it. Don't put your hands on me, and I won't put my hands on you. Unfortunately, though, there are consequences because some people don't allow others to voice their opinions, just like our sports opinions. You know what I mean? You should be able to say whatever you want, whenever you want. Okay, 1 pick left for San Francisco. It's at 262. And up to this point, they've gone edge rusher. They've gone running back. They went wide receiver, offensive tackle, offensive guard, cornerback, defensive tackle. Where could the Niners go next? Let me know right now. Dan Camara, more fans in the South Bay. Okay. I have family in Monterey. Safety from Chualor, I agree. Safety's the spot. Marquise Bell has to be the guy. I'd love to get Marquise Bell. Ruben, could we afford to rebuild Candle? No way, unfortunately. When you invest in a stadium so recently, you're not just going to, say bye-bye to that investment. That's not how millionaires and billionaires work. They're trying to make good on that investment, then in the future, look at something else. Jamie Bryant, center. Devontae Johnson, center. Center or safety from What Noodle 187. I agree. Robert Glasper, strong safety. I think I'm out of beers here. I am. Out of open beers. I'll crack another. I pray for safety from Draco. Who? Brandon Ayuk. Jack Lauderay covered Brandon Ayuk. I remember you saying that, yeah. That's pretty dope. Also there for N'Keal Harry, right? Okay, gotcha. Because he went a little bit earlier? Okay, makes sense. So Niners' biggest need, it looks like center. It looks like safety. Center and safety. That's what's coming in from the audience. Also, our live poll question, is Ruben a legend? 52% yes, 48% hell yes. 136 votes. So I'm going to put up a new live poll. Biggest need for the Niners. Yeah. Another pick came in at 239 to the Indianapolis Colts. It's Rodney Thomas. I think this is the first Ivy League player. Colgate is not Ivy League, right? They are Patriot League, I believe. So I think this is the first Ivy League player being taken. Rodney Thomas, linebacker out of Yale to the Colts at 239, special teams player. And then Christian Holmes, cornerback out of Oklahoma State to the Washington Commanders at 240. 39 tackles, an interception, 7 pass breakups last year, which is a pretty good number. Goes to show you, has a little bit of instincts. 201 pounds at 5'11 is also a pretty decent size. Okay, new poll question is up. I'm going to go biggest need is safety or center. New poll question is up. Make sure you get your votes in and let me know. As for the best players available right now, some of the same guys who we've been talking a little bit about. Carson Strong is elevated now from 5 to 4, but Kellen Diesch out of Arizona State, you cover him as well? Yeah. JoJo Doman, linebacker out of Nebraska. Marquise Hayes, offensive guard out of Oklahoma. With Lincoln Riley and his scheme, could be a pretty solid player in a outside zone scheme like Kyle Shanahan's, but you don't need another offensive guard, in my opinion. Rasheed Walker, offensive tackle out of Penn State. I like him. Donovan West, center out of Arizona State. Justin Ross is an awesome player. If you put in his highlights, you'll be like, wow, why didn't this guy go in the second or third round? Neck issue, unfortunately. He might be an undrafted free agent because of the medicals. Teams are just really scared about that. They don't want to have to guarantee money to them. Josh Jobe, cornerback out of Alabama. And then a couple of new names who we have not talked about. I like Jesse Luketa. I think if he's available at 262, I think the Niners could go that way. Kevin Austin Jr., wide receiver out of Notre Dame. Jaden Peavy, defensive lineman out of Texas A&M. Christopher Allen, edge rusher out of Alabama. So, what's interesting? Niners? Oh. All right. Cracking another beer. Ruben, I see you saying center Alex Mack about to retire soon. Safety, re-sign at the time Ward, but fans going to say safety, shaking my head. Well, here's what I don't understand. If the Niners knew that Alex Mack was going to retire, wouldn't they draft a center at some point? And if they're not, are they going Daniel Brunskill at center? And then are they going with some of these offensive linemen who they drafted, in addition to maybe Jalen Moore and Aaron Banks at some of those guard spots? Because you already have to fulfill right guard. Right now, Daniel Brunskill is slated to be right guard. But if Alex Mack retires, I think Brunskill then goes to center. And then that opens up another avenue in which you need another player at right guard. Cheers to the gang. Drink it with me. I drink with you. Roy Batty. Let's hope none of these guys are week 1 starters. I mean, ideally, you don't need them to be, right? You just made it to the NFC Championship game. Wait, we're saying Reuben Foster, the wife beater, is a legend? No. Ruben Bocanegra. Ruben Ramis, hopefully I pronounced that right. You're a legend too. Grade the Niners draft so far. We're going to be staying live through the final selection, 262. And then you see that link down below? We'll be going live on the call-in app. Harrison Graham, Chicago Bears Now. 150 people watching, listening live on the call-in app where he was able to take calls from Bears fans. Couple of things I want to accomplish with this. Beat Harrison Graham and Chicago Bears Now. Get more live listeners. Get more calls. But also, I want the faithful and the Niner gang to show that they're better fans and a better fan base, and they care more about their team, about the Niners, than the Chicago Bears fans feel about the Chicago Bears. Grade the Niners draft, A, B, C, D, or F. Catastrophic, what up, Chase? What up, brother? You see that wing that I displayed last night? 50-yard cannon. Bombs only. Good product placement, too, with the Manscaped shirt. Chua B. Devontae Johnson, B+. C- from AI. BK from the Bay, B. Gonna think. Switching a receiver to defense, Michael Fernandez. Ernesto, B. Which team do you think won the draft? A couple of teams that I really like what they did. Baltimore Ravens, New York Jets, Philadelphia Eagles, the trade for A.J. Brown, and then they get Nakobe Dean in the 3rd round, and they get Jordan Davis in the middle of the 1st. I love what Philadelphia did, as well as the Jets, as well as the Baltimore Ravens. I think a sleeper team has been the Houston Texans. Sneakily, I think what they've done is a pretty damn good job. Teams that I don't like what they've done, let's see. Pittsburgh Steelers have had a weird draft. If I was the Green Bay Packers, I would have went Traylon Burks in the 1st round, maybe even moved up to do so. They neglected to go wide receiver once again in that opening round when Alan Lazard is their number 1. I don't agree with that. BK from the Bay, 49ers fans are better by far. BK from the Bay, I see you always commenting, man. I want to see you in the call-in app. Chatsports.com/49ers call-in. I'll take all of your calls live on the show. Right after we go live right here on YouTube. Chris Aludakan. He's going to the Steelers at 241, the quarterback out of South Dakota State. So the Steelers go quarterback again after they went Kenny Pickett in round 1, and they signed Mitchell Trubisky. So clearly, they didn't want Jimmy Garoppolo. Kalen Barnes, cornerback out of Baylor, going to the Panthers, 242. Baylor, they've done a great job of developing prospects over time. And the speed for Kalen Barnes, look at the 40-yard dash, folks. 4.23. Vertical jump, 40. Broad jump, 11. Now, he only bench pressed 225 6 times. It's better than I could do, but it's not great. That's why a lot of cornerbacks, they don't even decide to bench press because they don't want to be made look bad, right? But, man, Kalen Barnes has unreal athleticism. Let me know. What are you eating today? We have a break in between picks. Get into the comments. Let me know what you're munching on. Draft Center signed Tart from Ramen. I agree. I'm not sure how Indy did so well not having a first-round pick. Chris Ballard's a really good general manager. San Jose here. Love driving 10 minutes to see my Niners. The HVAC 1971. Yeah, that's a nice little ideal drive for you. Humberto. Marsh, what up? Harpoon Bakery. I'm not sure how Indy did so well not having that first-round pick. I got to that comment. George the Chicken, he's eating some popcorn. Jamie Bryant, watermelon. What Noodle 187? Some KFC. Okay. Roy Beatty, or Batty. Yes, signed Tart. Who should they sign? Deez. They should sign Deez. Yeah, he's a good nickelback. With really good ball skills. You see what I'm saying? Rashad Shirazi. Well, looks like this will be the first Niner draft with no trades. Ain't that something? No Niner draft trades. BK from the Bay. He's eating kitten. Marsh likes that. BK from the Bay, otherwise known as the Box Monster. Robert Edwards, tuna sandwich from Subway. Dude, I heard that the tuna at Subway isn't even real tuna. They did testing on it, and they were like, this isn't tuna. We don't know what this is. But at least it tastes good. Homemade pork fried rice from T-Cal. That sounds bomb. Robert Glasper, LOL. Don't eat things that cause hemorrhoids later in life from Harpoon. Bad food will build up. Bad support system in your hiney. Yeah, man. I keep it really clean. I eat extremely clean. People here at Chat Sports are like, are you a rabbit? No, I actually like to eat bison, game meat, steaks, but I don't like to eat McDonald's. I don't like to eat junk food. We ordered Papa John's today, and I died inside. Matthews, safety and free agency from Tony Escobar. Yeah, that could be a nice little pick there. Be a nice little pick. As for the most recent selections, we'll kind of break them down in this order now. Derek Young, 233. Lenore Ryan, D2 to the Seahawks. Jonathan Ford, defensive lineman out of Miami to the Packers. Daniel Hardy, edge rusher out of Montana State to the Los Angeles Rams. Dean Leonard, cornerback out of Ole Miss, round 7, 236. Chase Lucas, 237, cornerback out of Arizona State to the Lions. Thayer Munford, offensive guard out of Ohio State. I kind of like that pick. Could be a long-term backup there. Rodney Thomas, linebacker out of Yale to the Colts at 239. One of the first, if not the first, Ivy League players taken. We also had 2 HBCU players taken, too. Deion Sanders' his first player taken a little bit earlier in the NFL draft. Christian Holmes, Oklahoma State. Cornerback to Washington. Chris Aludicon going to the Steelers, round 7, 241, as we pivot to the most recent selections. Kalen Barnes out of Baylor going to the Panthers, round 7, 242 overall. And Jalen Watson, 243, cornerback out of Washington State. Right now, the Arizona Cardinals are on the board. Catch back up in the comment section. I say we get a QB. Carson Strong, maybe. Thomas B, let it go. What did Thomas B say? Tarch dropped INT, killed us. Look, you just can't blow a 17-7 lead, man. Can't blow a 17-7 lead in the fourth quarter. Kyle Shanahan, come on. Got to get better there. Jaquiski Tarch drop killed. Would have given the Niners ideal field position at around midfield. Would it have put the exclamation point on that win? Maybe, but there was a lot of time left up until that point. And you saw how the Rams are just able to turn it on in the fourth quarter. Matthew Stafford, highest quarterback rating among all quarterbacks in the final frame throughout the regular season and in the playoffs. I don't know if Jaquiski Tartt makes that interception that the Niners end up winning. Could have helped them. 3 more points on the board could have been crucial. And we know that momentum certainly would have been changed, but that wasn't the only reason that they lost. Hayes County, Texas, gutless punks. Stop disrespecting grocery baggers. What? A dude from Yale actually made the draft? Yeah, he did. Start Trey Lance. He's money. I agree, man. I can't wait to see Trey Lance. I think he immediately makes this offense much more explosive. I really do. I really do. I think the dude's an absolute stud. If you love the Niners, can we get to 300 likes? We have 303 people watching live. That means that a few of you have not hit that thumbs up icon and liked the video. Also, we haven't gotten a super chat in a little while. Kinetics, what's that name? Uh-oh, the bots are back. The bots are back. The bots are back. Spam. Bye. Bye, bots. Bye. Mike Concho knows what to do. Trade Jimmy G to Hooters, pick up Strong. Jimmy G was at Hooters the other day. EF Teal, Francois, bye. What Noodle 187. Catastrophic. That's what I meant to say, not Kinetics. Catastrophic and Ruben. No super chats for a little while. Where they at, man? Just kidding. Jamie Bryant, or am I kidding? Bye. Mark Henry, LOL. George the Chicken, bye. Get the bots out. Don't click on those links either. If they provide links, don't click them. Pyron, bye. Thomas B, I hate bots. Wow. This is pretty impressive. RG3 ran a 4.48 for the Run Rich Eisen Run challenge. That's pretty impressive. I mean, that's just a one-of-one unique athlete. Where was Elon when we need him from MDS? Honestly, maybe Elon will eliminate the sex bots as well. New pick to get to. You can just pop that up as an L3, Jack. Oh, can you not do list logo as well with that? D3, Valdosta State, Christian Matthew, 244. Pretty cool story. D3 player going in round 7. We can also go back to that super chat menu. I'm down to hit that once more because I didn't get to really verbalize it. Here's our super chat menu. We continue to take all of your donations. It allows us to certainly grow. There's no doubt about that as I fix my hair. Nice head of hair, right? I hope so. $5 shout out, $10 beer cheers, $20 beer chug, $30 I'll take a shot, man. Got the Patron here. $50 shotgun the beer. Okay? Let's ride. Down to shotgun another beer to celebrate another 49ers draft almost being in the books. Right now they are 15 picks away from 262. Get you caught up on what the Browns did at 246 and then what the Dolphins did. Oh, producer Brett, Kansas State alum, boss man Brett, Skylar Thompson to the Dolphins, round 7, 247. Hammered, LOL, don't drink anymore. I'm not hammered, bro. I'm good, man. I'm built different. I'm tough. Andrew Stuber, offensive guard out of Michigan to the New England Patriots. Jack, I actually kind of like it. 6'6", 325 pounds, 14 games played and 1 sack allowed. That's the ultimate Patriot who you know is probably going to be with that team for the next 5-10 years. Dawson Deaton, center out of Texas Tech from nearby Frisco. Buckle up. 6'5.5", 306 pounds, 11 games played, only 1 sack allowed, going up against some really good pass rushers in the Big 12. Carson Strong still on the board. What if that is the Niners pick at 262? What would your reaction be? Niner fans, let me know, man. That'd be a surpriser. What's your grade of the Niners draft so far from Poison Clay in 1707? It's like a B. I don't think it's enough to earn a B+. Not enough to earn a B-. I think they picked up some solid players who love ball, who have good instincts, who have some qualities that you cannot teach. That's my opinion of it. Let's ask the chat. What do you guys think of the Niners draft so far? A, B, C, D, or F? Romello Ball. It's funny, Jimmy G was at Hooters. He probably gave one of the girls interception there. I wouldn't be surprised. Yikes. Yikes. Hopefully not. Although he's a good-looking cat, man. Not like that, but just saying. He's a handsome dude. That's why he gets those Subway commercials. Rashad, solid B. TKL C. What new to 187? He's moved up to a B- because of my persuasion. Tim Johnson, D. Worst picks in 20 years. My gosh. Roy Batty, LOL. Pyron, don't understand the running back pick in round 3, but I like everything else. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Back-to-back years in which you go RB in round 3, Trey Sermon last year, and then Ty Davis Price this year. It's a little bit weird. Has Alec Lindstrom been picked yet? Let me look. Let's see. Still available as of an hour ago, and I don't think we've called his name yet. Yeah, Alec Lindstrom, still there. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. 262, that is the final pick of the NFL draft, and currently the Niners own it after making picks 220 as well as 221. We'll see what the Niners do if they hold on to that selection, if they trade out. AI, we need a center and a safety, and we haven't addressed it yet. Yeah, you're right. We have $99.98 in Super Chats. We need to get to like 100. That's really bothering me, man. The fact that we have 2 cents away from $100. Here's our Super Chat menu. $5, shout out. $10, beer cheers. $20, beer chug. $30, take a shot. $50, beer shotgun. If we get a $100 Super Chat, I said I would shotgun a beer and then rip a shot, and maybe we'd had some other people come on and, Wolf of Wall Street, the real ones, no. Ellis 10, you're the man. Chases a dub from Master Ultra Stain Tink Goku. Man, hopefully I pronounced that right. If I didn't, so sorry. Ellis 10, you are a 49ers Report Hall of Famer, my guy. You're always watching. You're always commenting. You're always partaking. Uh-oh, we have people saying bye again. Do we have more bots? Oh, okay. Mike Concho, why are you saying bye? You want me to leave? At this point in the draft, why not gamble? I wouldn't mind gambling. I wish I had some dice right now. We could, like, maybe have, like, an interactive game between me and you. Yeah, get the webcam going, spin some dice. I remember we would do that in high school. We started betting on some dice games, and administration was like, guys, you can't do this. And we're like, why not? We can do whatever we want. America. We didn't understand at the time that betting was illegal. BK from the Bay, he wants a San Francisco. San Francisco! There we go. Oh, I will do a loud one that will reverberate throughout the Chat Sports offices for a $10 Super Chat. Like, I will go all in, maybe even lose my voice. Do you think Deebo will hold out? No. He has a base salary of $3.9 million. That is not enough money for him to hold out. It just isn't. Because then that year doesn't accrue so it doesn't count toward the final year of his contract. So then next year he would be going into the final year of his deal. And when you're making $3.9 million in San Francisco with those California taxes, that ain't a lot of money. One, that's why Deebo wants to get paid. Two, so I don't think he holds out. Do you like the Niners draft so far? Y for yes and for no. James Spicer saying Y for yes. Max Borghi should be the pick. Jamie Bryant, touchdown, San Francisco. Man, I can't wait for our watch parties. You know what I also can't wait for? Going live on call-in after our live stream is over. That Patron is water. It is not, unfortunately. I have been accustomed to realizing that. It is not just water. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, the shotguns are also beer as well. But we're going live on the call-in app right after our live stream on YouTube is done. The Niners make Mr. Irrelevant selection, which is the final pick of the 2022 NFL Draft at 262 overall. So right after they make that pick, we'll, of course, react to it. Then we'll stay live for draft grades. And then 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, I'm going live on the call-in app for at least a half hour, taking all of your calls on the call-in app as we recap the 2022 NFL Draft. So make sure you join me. Download the app. You have to use your phone to actually call in, and you can call in on your phone. Chatsports.com/49ers call in. You scan this QR code here, and you'll be able to download the call-in app, and then you'll be able to call into the show, and you and I will literally be able to talk like I'm doing right now, except I'll be able to hear from you as well. You can give me your thoughts on the NFL Draft. You can ask me some questions about the NFL Draft as well. Can't wait for it. New partner here at Chat Sports, and we want to show them that the Niner Gang shows out. My boy Harrison Graham, he did his first call-in show earlier. Absolutely killed it, man. 150 people were listening live, and I want to overtake that number. I want to get the W over Bears Now as well as Harrison Graham. So cannot go down to those cats. We didn't go down to them in week 8, which was the turnaround of the Niners season after that 3-5 start. And let's beat them again. Use that QR code or that link. Takes you to a web address, and then you download it through the Apple Store or the Google Play. I'm going to get a sip of water here because I've been talking for since 10 a.m. my time. Literally, I've barely taken a break. I was live on our main draft coverage on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel, and I've been live for basically 7 hours. Now, whoever said the Patron is water, that ain't water. This is water, which is essential. Favorite Niner of all time is who? You let me know, and in the meantime, I'll give you some shout-outs here. Let's see what the people are saying here. BK from the Bay. Greg Smith. Hi, Chase Sr. What up? Like the football emoji. Touchdown 49ers from Jaden. Gang, bang, Niner gang. E40 voice. Yeah, so he would be like, bang, bang, not again. Bang, bang, not again. That's kind of how he rolls. $5 super chat just came in, I believe, or no? Yes. Awesome. From Jeremy Soto. We'll get that up on the screen here. Let's see. Garrison Hurst, Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Trey Lance, Steve Young, Patrick Willis from Don Mecca. That's a good one. Terry McCullough went Garrison Hurst. Robert Glasper went Steve Young. Gary Bitto went Joe Montana. Jerry Rice from Jamie Bryant. SH, Trey Lance. Thomas B. Chase can announce his Niners allegiance on the main Chat Sports channel. Yeah, I do. I say I'm the host of the 49ers Report because people who watch the 49ers Report watch us on Chat Sports, and they're like, yo, Chase, bang, bang, Niner gang. I'm like, yo, you already know. Let's ride. Jeremy Soto, Deebo extension really soon. W's in the chat. Okay, let's follow Jeremy. If you want Deebo Samuel to sign a contract extension, type a W in the chat, just like I'm doing right now. I'll give you some shout-outs here. What Noodle 187, also with the super chat coming in. Dave Zobel, W. Jamie Bryant, Eddie DiBartolo. Yeah, I mean, the owner, man. I mean, if he's your favorite player because he was a player, leading the Niners to 5 championships, that's impressive stuff. Victory Jones, don't people understand that we draft players that fit the scheme? Yes, and best player available. What Noodle, my guy, Lady What Noodle, said, let's hear you shout it out. We want to hear it all the way up here in the Northwest. Okay, with that, touchdown San Francisco! Bang. That's electric right there, baby. I love it, and I miss it, and I can't wait for the fall to do that once again. BK from the Bay typing a W as well. We're interacting with the gang, baby. Okay, we are 14 picks away from the Niners picking at 262. Andre Anthony, edge rusher out of LSU, going to the Bucs, overshadowed by a lot of really, really good players on that LSU team. And yes, they had a down year, but still, 3.5 sacks. You're betting on athletic upside here and development. Tampa Bay Buccaneers do a really good job of that. A lot of people seem to be pumped up about that San Francisco. Let's see. See what the people are saying. Harpoon Bakery. Wow, classic. Hell yeah, the GOAT Chase. LFG from Jamie Bryant. You're doing a great job, Victory Jones. Robert Glasper. Woo! Woo! We heard you in Columbus, Ohio. Yes. We draft players that dominate Dallas from Hayes County. Yes, sir. Rasheed Walker, a guy who I liked. 10 games played, 4 sacks allowed. He's a little bit slow. I think he might be better as a guard. He'd be a big guard, 6'5", 313. He's going to the Pack, though. Packers, man, they do a good job of identifying talent on the offensive line and then developing them. Wet Noodle 187, she said you can do better. Jack, I don't know if I can do better than that, man. That was pretty good. I literally screamed that. Lady Wet Noodle. San Francisco! There we go. A little bit louder. The fourth quarter yell, Dr. Robert Anthony, yes. Especially at that point when the drinks are flowing. Britain Brown, running back out of UCLA, to the Las Vegas Raiders at 250. EFT Francois, $3 super chat coming in. We'll pop that up on the screen here in a little bit. BK from the Bay, way to go, Chase. Mark Henry, Maryland. Okay, let's see here. Isaiah Pacheco, running back out of Rutgers, as we see yet another running back go off the board. 22 years old, Vineland, New Jersey, stayed close to home, went to Rutgers. He's going to the Chiefs at 251. We are 11 picks away. 11 picks away from 262. That's awesome. EFT Francois. By the way, I got to chug my beer with those super chats that came in. Bad job by me. We'll pop it up on the screen here. In the meantime, chugging my beer for those supers. Sheesh, that's cold. EFT. Oh, he just sent a super sticker. Awesome, man. Appreciate that. Jack, I'm going to put in a weigh-in here for Colin. All right, that weigh-in's in there. So I want to see how many people are going to join me on Callin. So we're going live on Callin. As soon as our live stream is over, you can download the app by going to chatsports.com/49ersCallin. And I'm actually really excited about the platform, right? Because it's different than what we do, and we can just free flow, and we can just talk Niners, and we can just chop it up. And I can actually hear your voices. It's all the way at the bottom there, Jack. Going live on Callin after the final round of the draft. It is scheduled right now for 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Type Y for yes, type N for no. Will you join us on the Call-In app? Type Y for yes, type N for no. I want to see how many people whose voices I am actually going to hear. We're partnering up with Call-In. Harrison Grant, Bears Now. He went live for the first time. He had 150 people listening, taking all those calls. Moneybags Mark, bong. Santiago Pena, bong rips. Always stay hydrated, son. George the Chicken's going to join. Draco's going to join. Ron Solo's going to join. I hope all of you join. Who else is joining us? Son Goku. Okay, that's 4 people. Loso way? Yes. Mark Henry? Do you think we'll have to cut Jimmy in order to pay Deebo? No, because Deebo's contract won't come into play till next year. And that's when Jimmy Garoppolo's contract expires. Pate Ace, why? Pyron, why? Chua, no. Why not? How about them Niners? We take them bong rips? I'm down. I don't want to do this to the people. A lot of people are saying yes, which is great. Can't wait to interact and chop it up with all of you. If you guys are comfortable with sending me your video bong rips, hit me up on Twitter at Chase_Senior. You can tweet me. I'll tweet my link into the chat here. Send me your rips at Chase_Senior. I'll certainly respond. My Twitter page, it's in the DMs right now. It's in the chat at Chase_Senior. Send me your rips. I'm there from Daniel. Awesome, man. Santiago Pena, W for Chase. Appreciate that, son. Sweet from Thomas B. Okay. Do we have another super chat come in? Or no? We're just at 119? Awesome. Are you drunk, Jorge? Well, I have been live for 7 straight hours, basically. And I have had some beers. But I have a very good tolerance, luckily. So while I've had a lot of beers, I feel fine. Like, honestly, I could go for a run right now, which is sometimes what I do to make myself feel less guilty about indulging in beers. But right now, I think I'm feeling pretty good. Last night, though, $500 in super chats, I was feeling a little bit wobbly. But it didn't stop me from unleashing a 50-yard bomb. Mark Henry, eyelids looking a little heavy. Dude, I have not slept the last couple of days because I haven't had an opportunity to, and I always kind of look like this. Some people say I look like Remy Malik. Some people say I look like Jim Durr of Half Baked. I kind of just have the Aaron Rodgers, like, under eye, and then I have, like, the sleepy eyes a little bit. Just how I look. Not drunk enough. $50 super chat, I'll shotgun a beer right now. $50 super chat, I'll shotgun a beer right now. We have a lot of picks to get to until the Niners, right? 262 overall. $50 super chat, I'll shotgun a beer. Let's go. I don't see my guy Noah GQ Pena. Santiago Pena said, you're not drunk enough. $50 super chat, shotgun a beer, and I'll take a shot of Fireball. It's not urine, it's Fireball. Some people like to say it's fake. It's not. 10 picks away from the Niners at 262, but these picks are just dragging on at this point. Jeffrey Gunter, edge rusher out of Coastal Carolina. Round 7, 252. Put it on my tab, whoever puts the 50 up from Moneybags Mark. You just hit that dollar icon right down there. Who's better, Sky Moore or Alec Pierce? That's a great question, Harpoon Bakery. Slight edge to Sky Moore. I like the size, though, of Alec Pierce. And, man, for a white boy, he can jump. I wish I could jump like him. He's got the size, and he can really jump. How about them Niners, Chase? That's just my face, sir. Dude, that's how I look, man. It is what it is. 9 more picks to us. Victory Jones, drink up, coming from Pablo. Yolanda wants to see the super chat menu. Yolanda, here you go. Looking very pretty in the profile picture. $5 shout out. $10 beer cheers. $20 beer chug. $30 take a shot. $50 beer shotgun. That is the super chat menu, Yolanda. Becerra, hopefully I pronounced that right. I like the profile pic for sure. Yolanda said thank you. No, thank you for making the 49ers report a part of your day. If you want to make the call-in app a part of your day, join us after our live stream. Once the Niners make their pick at 262, we're going to react to that selection. We're going to do draft grades for every single pick that the Niners made, right? And then we're going to go live on the call-in app. Sports Talk Radio Show, a live podcast. Is that safety that you like is still there, Victory Jones? Yes. And I'll be able to answer all of your calls on the call-in app. I cannot wait for the call-in app to start. It's going to be awesome. Right now, it's scheduled for 7:30 p.m. Eastern and 4:30 p.m. Pacific. Jeffrey Gunter, edge rusher out of Coastal Carolina, to the Bengals at 252. And then Russ Yeast, don't call it an infection, safety out of Kansas State, 253 to the Los Angeles Rams. 254, Elijah Hicks, safety out of California. Other Bears pick is in at 255, so we are 7 picks away from the Niners making their pick. Oh, the Bears going punter in round 7. Punters are people too. Trenton Gill, punter out of North Carolina State, going to the Bears at 255. 6 picks until the Niners are on the clock, and they will have the final selection of the 2022 NFL Draft. We'll react to that, then do draft grades after that. Cannot wait. And then we'll go live on call-in after that. The bots are back. Type buy. Type buy. Get them out of here. Yes. Hold on. Yep. Jack, could you actually, when you get a chance, do me a favor and just put up the Niners selections, therefore I can just give a grade for each? Thank you, sir. All right, so I'm just submitting some information before we do our draft grades at the end of the show. Okay. Appreciate all of your patience here. No commercial break, so we have to get some of this stuff done actually during the show. Yes, actually. Yep. These are all the picks that the Niners have made so far. Okay. All right. I'll give some shout outs once more. So we have 300 people watching live. Do we have another super chat come in? Letterhead Movement. Oh, Letterhead Movement. So good to hear from you again, man. Jojo Doman to replace K'Wan Williams. What do you think of that for Mr. Irrelevant? You know who I like to replace K'Wan Williams? It was Samuel Womack, dude. 45 pass breakups and 51 career college games. He's 5'9", 5'10". So that immediately puts him into the slot. I really, really like that as the K'Wan Williams replacement. JoJo, pretty solid player. No doubt about that, but I think you already have that in Samuel Womack. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. Appreciate that. Certainly drink a beer to that. Fantastic. All right, get some more work done here. Just bear with us. We'll be reacting to pick number 262. In the meantime, grade the Niners draft so far. Jack, if you want to hop on the mic, you can give some shout-outs to those people who are getting their votes in. Jack's going to hop on and is going to give you shout-outs for your grades.
All righty. Let's see what we're working with here. Cool Whip, B-. Larry with a B. Edville with a B. 49er fan with a C. Ruben, B-. Get your picks in. Wet Noodle, B-. Victory, C+. How about them Niners, B+. Memphis, B+. Dave, B-. Marlon Thompson, B+. Pyron, B. Heredo Rolo, C. Not special but not bad. Just don't get waiting on corner and O-line. Ruben, B+. Vivian, B. Thomas, A-. Jamie, B-. Norm, C-. Gary, B-.
A lot of B's. They're kind of with me on that.
A lot of B, some C's. Draco, you're not getting me on that.
What did he say?
I'm not saying
it. You say
it.
D's?
Lamont, B. Ron Batty, A-. Jeremy Soto, A+. C, B, C. B+, maybe A. B, B, B. Another B. $20 super!
$20 super coming in. Who's it from? Letterhead movement once again. A real OG. Okay, I'll look at it here. Let me just get this thumbnail exported because I'm just doing it all on the fly here because, man, I am just built different. Okay, send that into Brett. Okay, hold on 1 sec. Give me 1 sec. Appreciate the patience, folks. Okay, Letterhead movement, $20 super chat. Is pick 262 ideal for a developmental center then? If so, who do you like for a future center to groom into a starter? Well, look, so this is what I've been talking about. Damn, Jesse Luketa off the board at 256. I like him a lot. 6 picks away from the Niners going at 262. So, okay, just think about it if you're running the organization, you're running a business, right? If you knew Alex Mack was retiring, wouldn't you try to draft a center or in round 2 move up to take a Cam Jurgens or one of the other top centers left? Not saying go into round 1 and go after Tyler Linderbaum, but if you knew Alex Mack was retiring, you would probably draft a center, a developmental guy who you'd take a chance on. Right now, if Alex Mack were to retire, you have Daniel Brunskill. Now, is he your ideal future center? I don't think so. But right now, he'd be the backup because the Niners haven't taken a center. Now, are there plans to sign a J.C. Treader? You don't pick a center at 262 thinking he's going to be our franchise guy. So my feeling is that Alex Mack is returning. Unless the Niners have gone heavy offensive line here with with Nick Zakelj, with Spencer Burford. They can be guard tackle hybrids. So if they are guards, then maybe Brunskill goes to center. I just think that the Niners are smarter than not trying to target a center in the draft. That's just my opinion. So hopefully Alex Mack comes back and then you address center at a spot where it would make a lot more sense, as I had a little bit of a burp there. Letterhead movement, $30 in total. Going to finish the beer for that. Okay, Jesse Luketa, 256 to the Cardinals, and then the Cardinals once again picked at 257. They went Marquise Hayes, offensive guard out of Oklahoma. Did I lose my Niners doc? I think I did. We're just kind of in a waiting game before the Niners pick at 262. Samori Toure, wide receiver out of Nebraska, going to the Packers. They go wide receiver again. Then another super coming in. Okay, Ruben, $5 super chat. Any kickers? Robbie possibly retires or leaves in the next year or two. I think he has 2 years remaining on his contract. So, look, I know some teams, they go center, they go punter, they go kicker sometimes in like those middle rounds, which I never understand. Like, that's not something that I would ever do. I think you can find these guys at different points of the draft. I think it's actually kind of ridiculous that you would think about even going kicker or punter in like round 4. I mean, the Matt Ariza kid, he didn't go until I think round 6. And everybody's talking about him being like a game changer. And honestly, like, I value special teams. There's no doubt about that. And I think Ariza, he can be a game changer. There's no question about that. But I'm just not going after those guys in the 4th, 5th round. Now, later, 6th, 7th, especially when the Niners have made 9 picks up to this point, or 8 picks up to this point, 9 will round things out. Yeah, maybe you go kicker. But here's the problem with kickers. If you know that Robbie Gould's going to be on the roster, you're not drafting somebody because they're not going to occupy a roster spot. So you're just not going to have them on your active roster. And you don't practice squad those guys because you don't want to take up a practice squad spot for a kicker. So really it's signing a guy in free agency, or if like Robbie Gould were to retire after 2022, that's when you draft one because you know that roster spot is going to open up and then you give that rookie an opportunity. Okay. 3 picks left until the Niners make the final selection of the 2022 NFL Draft. On the clock right now, it's the Kansas City Chiefs, followed by the Los Angeles Chargers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the San Francisco 49ers. Then after that, we are going to be doing our 2022 49ers draft grades. So we'll take any super chats that come in because we'll probably sign off after we discuss our draft grades. So last opportunity to get your super chats in. We're not going to do what we did last night where I kept putting the shot clock on. 1, because Jack will probably just die. And 2, we actually have to get onto the call-in app after we do our grades. So it's going to work out perfectly. We're going to do our grades, and then I'm going to go live on call-in. Last opportunity, one of the last opportunities, I should say, for you to join us on the call-in app. It's Twitter Spaces, but even better and easier to use. Instead of using Twitter, which not everybody has, you just download the call-in app. And then you can call in to the show, which starts around 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific. You will get a notification if you follow us and subscribe to the 49ers Report and me, chatsports.com/49ers call-in. It's already scheduled, so all I have to do is go live. Once I go live, we will recap the Niners draft, and then we will also be taking your calls. So what's cool about calling, like Twitter Spaces, you call in to me, and we get to interact through an audio platform, which is really engaging, really interactive, and really is next level from a creativity standpoint. 49ers call in. Make sure you join us 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific after we shut off our YouTube live stream. You plug in that link down below. Download the app, and then just make a simple profile. Then you'll be able to call into the show, and we'll be able to chop it up and talk Niners. What's cool is that Colin reached out to the bosses, and they looked at the 49ers Report. They looked at Chicago Bears Now as 2 channels that they kind of wanted to invest in. So I want to show them that their investment is a worthy one with all of you coming over to the call-in app. Harrison Graham had 150 people listening live, taking a bunch of calls during his first show today. I want to take down Chicago Bears Now. I certainly do. So I hope all of you join me. It's going to be awesome. All right, letterhead movement. But first, Chase, you need a shot for all your hard work. Let's hear your prediction for 262 and go. Marquise Bell is my guy. Marquise Bell is my guy. He has not been selected yet. The Niners have a need at safety still. So I think Marquise Bell, Florida A&M safety, he's going to be the guy. Jack, you ready? Yeah. Call in. Can't wait. We going out after this, Yodes? What's up? Okay. Yeah. You can roast me. Let's go. All right. Letterhead movement. I will take that shot, my guy. Okay. All right. The boss man Yoder, he just said, if you need me to come on to take a shotgun with you, he'll come on. So with the Niners picking at 262, only a couple of picks left, only a couple of minutes left for you to get your $50 super chats in. So $50 super chat, I will shotgun once again with my boss. How many people can say that? You look at my Instagram story, and you'll see that last night I reposted our shotgun together. How many people get the shotgun beers with their boss? Not many. That's why we have fun here at Chat Sports. What's up? That's not good. Who do you want the Niners to draft at pick 262? Hopefully our graphics didn't break. That would not be good. With draft grades and everybody else. $262 coming right up. We'll react to it live on the 49ers Report, then do draft grades. Then we will go live exclusively on Callin, an audio podcasting app where I will be able to answer all of your calls. Pretty dope to see 340 people watching live as we've been live for a couple of hours. I've been live for now almost 8 hours today straight on our Made Chat Sports YouTube channel and here on the 49ers Report. 300 likes. By the way, the boss man just came in. The man who hired me, the man who makes this possible, James Yoder. Those who watched last night, you saw shotgun a beer together. He said, or no, we chugged a beer together. He said, if you want to shotgun together, if you want me to come on and shotgun, let me know. $50 super chat. I'll bring the boss, the founder of Chat Sports, on screen, and we will both shotgun a beer together. 2 Coors Lights ready to rock. Okay, some picks to get to as the Niner selection inches closer and closer. Najee Johnson, cornerback out of Marshall, 259. Looks like the graphics are back. Cool. Yeah, I should have mentioned this, Jack, but we'll also go list logo of all the picks off the top. Yeah, I was just trying to let you know there. I can put that in the Scrizzy. Said Brock Purdy in the chat. Please no. The pick is in. Is the pick in? Oh, the 49ers go quarterback. They did it. The 49ers have drafted Brock Purdy, quarterback out of Iowa State with 262. Mr. Irrelevant is Brock Purdy. Yeah.
So, Odell Beckham Jr. just tweeted this.
Okay. Odell Beckham Jr. just said, breaking news, Deebo Samuel to the Patriots, WTF. He has to be trolling, right? Has to be trolling. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Tom Pelissero said this is not true, carry on. But thank you, James. Appreciate that. I hope it's not true because at the end of the draft, my gosh, that would absolutely suck. Okay, so Brock Purdy is the quarterback taken with Mr. Irrelevant at 262. He goes to the Niners with the final selection of the 2022 NFL Draft. Honestly, he ain't that great, folks. He just ain't that great. 6 foot, so the size is somewhat average, 212 pounds, 71.7% completion percentage last year for Matt Campbell's Iowa State Cyclones. 3,100 yards, almost eclipsed 3,200, 19 touchdowns and 8 picks. Honestly, like, Brock Purdy is going to have to do a lot to even earn and sniff the 49ers roster. 1, because he's not that good. And 2, look, you still have Trey Lance, Nate Sudfeld, and as of now, Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, the strengths for Brock Purdy, quick setup, compact arm, action release, certainly an athletic pocket mover, so maybe Kyle Shanahan thinks that he can develop into a backup quarterback over time. but sometimes the footwork is tied to his mind. So, like, he overthinks things a little bit. I like how he slides in the pocket, and I think those are things that sometimes you cannot teach. He tends to work through things quickly with a good field sense. But the weaknesses for Brock Purdy: undersized. The pocket can eat him up because of that undersized ability. The arm strength really is just subpar, especially when he doesn't have an opportunity to really drive into his throws. He is too late consistent and off the mark as a deep ball passer, which then gives defensive backs, especially in the NFL, and this gets magnified at the NFL level, it gives defenders time to adjust and make a play on the football. Sometimes he processes way too slowly, and then that can get disrupted by the pass rush because he's taken too long to really go throughout his progressions. As for where Brock Purdy might be able to land, he's sharp and athletic. He has a decent resume with what he did at the college level. He's a little bit undersized, and he has to be accurate and perfect with his timing, but because he is undersized and he overthinks so much, sometimes he's not. Now, I think Brock Purdy could be a backup quarterback. Overall, I think he projects as like an NFL backup. I think his absolute ceiling, and I'm talking about his absolute ceiling for Brock Purdy, is a guy like Colt McCoy. Now, the thing with Colt McCoy, he was the much better player at Texas. I mean, he helped lead the Longhorns to a national championship game. That is the ceiling for Brock Purdy. So I think this could be best case scenario, a backup quarterback for the Niners. Really nothing more other than that. And I think that is like best case scenario for Brock Purdy. So before we get into our draft grades and my draft grades for what the Niners did throughout the 2022 NFL draft, what? Purdy? B minus. B minus. Before I get to my grades for what the Niners did with all 9 selections of the 2022 NFL draft, I want to hear from you. And don't forget, after we do our live grades here on the 49ers Report, no, nothing. No. Again, after we do our grades here, we're going to go live exclusively on the Call-In app. So for those of you watching right now, if you're just tuning in, you can even plug Call-In. Nah, don't do that, actually. For those of you just tuning in, we're going to get to my live draft grades, and then we're going live exclusively on Call-In for a live podcast where I'll be able to answer all of your questions about what the Niners did throughout the draft, the Deebo Samuel rumors, and all that stuff. Jack, just of note, I didn't get to mark it in the script. Off the top, like after I do the intro, let's go through all of the selections that the Niners made, and then we'll go player through player. Does that make sense? Okay. You're the man. Appreciate you. Okay. So draft grades coming up. No commercial break, so that's why we have to handle these things on the fly here. I'm communicating with a couple of different people to get all of our graphics set in stone, and then, of course, going live on Call-In after we go live here on the NFL Draft. And we're going to continue to stay live right here on the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. Wet Noodle 187, Itchy 95, BK from the Bay. All in the chat right now. Jack, we ready to rock? Okay, we are ready to rock and break down these grades right now. This video, year in, year out, is one of our better performing videos at Chat Sports. That's why I got to get the hair ready, because so many people are going to watch this and tune in. Coming up right now on the 49ers Report, all 9 picks are in for San Francisco. It's time to grade those selections right now on the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. Welcome into the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I am your host, Chase Senior. The 2022 NFL Draft is officially in the books. The Niners have made 9 selections, including Brock Purdy at pick Mr. Irrelevant 262 to officially round out the NFL Draft. Maybe he is a future backup quarterback, but coming up on today's show, draft grades for what the Niners were able to do in the 2022 NFL Draft. So they don't have a first-round pick until 2024 because they moved up for Trey Lance. So the first selection was the edge rusher out of USC and Drake Jackson in the 3rd round. They go back to running back in the 3rd round for the 2nd consecutive year. Last year, it was Trey Sermon. This year, it's Ty Davis Price out of LSU. Really physical back. We'll dive more deeper into these prospects throughout today's show. Danny Gray in round 3, 105, wide receiver out of SMU. My favorite selection with what the Niners did all throughout the weekend. Spencer Burford, offensive tackle, also plays some guard out of UTSA, going to the Niners at 134. Then there was an interesting run for picks here on day 3 of the draft for San Francisco. They went Samuel Womack, cornerback out of Toledo, round 5, 172. Nick Zakel, offensive guard who played a lot of tackle at Fordham, in round 6, 187. Kalia Davis, defensive tackle out of UCF, round 6, 220, who's only played 5 games the last 2 years. Tariq Castro Fields, round 6, 221. Then they rounded out the draft by making a surprising selection. I wanted the Niners to go after Marquise Bell, the safety out of Florida A&M. I thought it fulfilled a need. He's a developmental prospect at that safety position. I think it would have been ideal to see him grow and learn under a really quality veteran in Jimmy Ward, but they shock everybody. They go quarterback with the final pick of the draft, Brock Purdy, a 4-year starter out of Iowa State. His upside, absolute best-case scenario, is Colt McCoy, who went into Levi Stadium last year and handed the Niners a devastating L. So let's do grades for all of these players, then I'll offer you overall grades. So keep it locked right here on the 49ers Report for the best coverage on the San Francisco 49ers. Drake Jackson has bend, has burst. He's a pass rusher at his core, doesn't offer much against the run. That's fine with me. He's a twitchy athlete who has a really quick first step off the line of scrimmage. Needs some time to grow and be consistent, but when you're playing on the other side of the line from Nick Bosa, and Nick Bosa is drawing some double teams, so too are some of the interior pass rushers on this Niners defensive line. That immediately becomes one of the deepest in the National Football League. Drake Jackson in year 1 has an opportunity to put forward a season where he could have 4 to 6 sacks for the Niners defense. D'Amico Ryans will deploy him in a special way, and Chris Kocurek, I put my faith and trust in him in developing defensive linemen, especially edge rushers. I like the athleticism and the upside. So my grade for the pick of Drake Jackson, I think the Niners went best player available here. They could have gone offensive line. Safeties were off the board with Jalen Petrie and Jaquan Brisker. They go Drake Jackson. My pick for him goes down as a B. We move forward to the 3rd round. A surprising selection once more for the Niners. They go running back in the 3rd round for the 2nd consecutive year, as I talked about. Ty Davis Price. Now, he has a good frame. He's a power running back. He does not fear contact. And immediately in the preseason, and if he gets snaps in the regular season, fans are going to fall in love with this guy because he doesn't fear anybody. He's a straight-up dog. And I love how when you watched him during games, he got stronger as the games progressed. He averaged less than 4 yards per carry in the first round, but in the second half of games after recess, 5.5 yards per carry. Because of that, he reminds me a little bit of LeGarrette Blount, who throughout the course of the game with more carries, as the game went on, he got stronger and stronger. Now, he is not going to give you pass-catching ability. I'm not sure he can be a 3-down back, but the young running back core, and we know Kyle Shanahan loves backs, right? Ty Davis Price, Elijah Mitchell, as well as Trey Sermon. That right there, with the combination of Trey Lance, could give the Niners one of the more lethal running games in the National Football League in 2022. Because I thought this was a little bit of a reach, I'm changing my grade from day 2. I think you could have had him in round 4, round 5, maybe even a little bit later, and Isaiah Spiller was still on the board. I would have loved James Cook here. He went in round 2. Ty Davis Price to the Niners at 93. That is a C+ grade. Now, this is somewhat of a controversial selection for the Niners. I want to hear from you. Do you like the pick? Type Y for yes, type N for no, get those votes in. And while you're down there, make sure you subscribe to the channel for year-round free daily videos covering the San Francisco 49ers. My favorite selection of the draft, Danny Gray, wide receiver out of SMU. I had him mocked to the Niners in a couple of my mocks. Why is that? Because I wanted him to go to the Bay, and I absolutely love the player. He's an awesome vertical threat, solid athleticism, who has 4.3, 4.4 speed. The knock on the athleticism is he's a little bit slight with this frame. Great production after the catch. Kind of like Deebo Samuel in that way. Now, he doesn't have the size or the power and the ability to be a running back and run you over like Deebo Samuel. But a big reason why I like this pick, despite Danny Gray lacking some power and diversity to his route tree, is that I think Kyle Shanahan is going to find a way to get the football in this guy's hands on jet sweeps, bubble screens, on some crossers, open in space, to allow him to cater to his strengths, which is making people miss, taking it to the crib, and that pull away speed. Schematically, I love the prospects of what Kyle Shanahan can do with this prospect and Danny Gray. When the pick was made, I was elated as I was live on the 49ers report. This is my only A grade for the 9 49ers picks made so far in 2022. Danny Gray, cannot wait to see you in the scarlet, red, and gold. Make sure you subscribe to the 49ers Report as we bring you the best 49ers coverage on YouTube, on the internet, as well as Rumble. We push out videos every single day, and throughout the draft, multiple videos per day in a very time-sensitive manner. News, rumors, draft coverage, free agency, watch parties. We do it all. Hit that red subscribe button to join the faithful family of the most watched 49ers YouTube channel on the entire internet. Spencer Burford, that is the correct pronunciation, offensive tackle out of UTSA. I am not surprised that the Niners made this pick at round 4, 134, because we knew going into the draft a priority and an area of need was that offensive line. I have questions about Mike McGlinchey coming off the torn quad. I have questions about Trent Williams in like 3 years. Spencer Burford will still be under contract, but also why I like the selection is that he gives you positional flexibility. Throughout his college career, he played a bunch of games at right tackle, at left tackle, as well as the guard spot. So while he might not be able to be an immediate impact player at tackle, he might be able to step in and play at guard. 4-year starter, 43 starts, very good run blocker, has to get better in pass protection, needs to add a little bit of weight to his frame as he's a little bit more than 300 pounds, but the upside of the pick here, the consistency, the experience, and the versatility, very important for the Niners. My grade for Spencer Burford is going to go down as a B. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I don't dislike it enough to make it an average grade of a C. It fulfills a need, and because of that, I'm going with a B for Spencer Burford. I think he's going to be able to bring something to the table over time. You lost Laken Tomlinson. You have questions at right guard. Is Mike McGlinchey the tackle of the future? All of these are question marks. Who the hell knows what happens with Alex Mack? That's why I think the 49ers invested in the offensive line during the draft. Round 5, 172. Samuel Womack, cornerback out of Toledo. This guy, folks, is a bona fide stud. And he has great instincts on making plays on the football that a lot of people don't have and you just simply cannot teach. Now, he has 5 years of college experience at Toledo, and what I find really, really impressive is that he played 51 career games, 31 of those were starts, 46 pass breakups in 51 games. So you just can't teach those natural instincts of getting your hand in there and batting the football down. He is 5'9", 189 pounds, so he's a little bit shorter. Do not expect him to be an outside corner. He could be your K'Wan Williams replacement, also not afraid to get physical. Because of his instincts, because of the experience, because of the fact that he was a team captain at Toledo and brings some really important traits to the table, I'm giving this pick an A grade. So I lied to you. I lied to you as a tease. I said Danny Gray, the only A grade. I'm going A for Samuel Womack as well. If you love the San Francisco 49ers, because if you're watching this video, how do you not love one of the most iconic franchises in all of sports? If you love the Niners and you love our coverage and you love our videos, and if you love me, then hit that thumbs up icon and like the video. We move forward to round 6, pick 187. And what the Niners did here was pretty interesting, right? They went back to offensive line after they had already selected an offensive lineman earlier in Burford. Now, I like Burford a little bit better than Zach Zickel the offensive guard who's being listed as a guard now who went to Fordham. Now, like Burford, a bunch of college experience, obviously at the FCS level, 11 games played in 2021, 3 sacks allowed. He's 6'6", ran around a 5-second 40-yard dash. He's a little bit slow. That's why I think he's going to go from tackle to guard. But again, that positional versatility is a little bit intriguing for me because he could play a couple of positions along that offensive line. I personally would have gone Marquise Bell here. I wanted to go safety at some point in this draft. Now, the things didn't really fall in the Niners' favor because Brisker, Petrie, Nick Cross went to the Colts. All of these players kind of went off the board, and I think that's why the Niners did not go with safety. So they go offensive line here. I didn't think they needed to. We'll see what happens with him. Round 6, 220, as we continue to move forward in our draft grades for San Francisco. Kalia Davis, defensive lineman out of UCF. He's 24 years old. He's only played 5 games the last 2 years. He was a 2020 COVID opt-out and did suffer a torn ACL that he had to get operated on in the fall. For his size of 6'1", 302 pounds, yes, he's a little bit stubby. Yes, he's a little bit short. He does have some explosiveness. He also does have a little bit of extra weight that is unwanted weight, that is unproductive weight. A lot of us watching and me talking, a lot of us can shed some of that unwanted weight and unnecessary weight, right? But when you're playing in the NFL and your job is on the line and your job is to stay in shape, you have to shed some pounds. And you have to become a little bit more leaner. I'd like to see that from Kalia Davis. The intrigue is certainly there. The ability is certainly there. As a defensive tackle can get off the line of scrimmage and beat guys on one-on-one blocks and shed them, I like it. But coming off the torn ACL, given some of the effort concerns, he opted out in 2020, I'm going to give this a C grade. What I really like is this next pick that we're about to get to, Tariq Castro-Fields, cornerback out of Penn State. Now, if you're wanting him to be a cornerback safety hybrid, it's not going to happen. And I would have loved for the Niners to pinpoint one of those players who can play both of those positions. That's why I like Marquise Bell. You can put him at safety deep. You can also put him as a box safety, set him in on some blitz packages. He can cover tight ends and get physical. He ain't scared at all. But the Niners go Tariq Castro-Fields here. And I happen to really like this selection as well. He has a lot of upside. 4.3 40-yard dash. As for why he fell to round 6, because there are reasons for why he fell to the 6th round. He gets a little bit too over-aggressive, and sometimes he overcompensates, and sometimes he bites on routes, and that does get him in trouble. But the 4.3 speed has some length. I also have faith, and I also have trust in a program in Penn State that I got to see the inner workings of with my previous job. I got to cover Penn State football, and they do a great job in the weight room with weight training and with just developing prospects of turning these guys into good professional players. I think Tariq Castro-Fields down the line could be a pretty solid number 2 cornerback or number 3 cornerback. And if you get that type of caliber player in the 6th round, that's pretty good value. Last selection to get to for the Niners here in the draft. It's Brock Purdy, pick Mr. Irrelevant at 262, the final pick of the NFL draft. I was surprised by it. I would have gone Marquise Bell, as I talked about. And it sounded like I have a man crush on Marquise Bell. Maybe I do. I watched a lot of tape on the guy. And I understand he played at the FCS level. But for Brock Purdy, his upside and the best case scenario is him becoming a Colt McCoy type. He can be a backup quarterback in this league. Has a lot of experience. He's somewhat athletic. He's a little bit too short. Sometimes the lack of height hurts him in the pocket because he can't really see the field well. What does that lead to? Him holding onto the football, him getting sacked. Now, he's able to escape some of that pressure with some of that athleticism, but he doesn't have a great arm. And his athleticism, while it's good, it can also get him in trouble because sometimes he relies on it too much and he tries to buy too much time in the pocket. Now, I like his pocket instincts. I like his pocket feel. And if you go Brock Purdy here, and he can be your backup quarterback after you move on from Jimmy Garoppolo behind Trey Lance, this is a guy, considering the experience, who can win you a game or two in a pinch. And I think Kyle Shanahan's excited to work with a player like this. I mean, he did wonders with Nick Mullins. He did good work with C.J. Beathard. Can he do some good work with Brock Purdy? I imagine Kyle Shanahan is excited to get youth into that quarterback room to see what he can do and tinker with Brock Purdy. So that does it for our 49ers 2022 NFL draft grades. my overall grade for the 49ers with all 9 of these selections, I am going B. And it seems as though this has been the common consensus among everybody throughout our live show. I've asked the audience. I've hit up people who have hit me up on Twitter and on Instagram. And I've asked them, what would you do? What would your grade be? I'm going B. Nothing special, nothing bad. I don't think there was any pick that was a disaster. Ty Davis-Price, a little bit of a reach, but Kyle Shanahan, and once Bobby Turner comes back, given the offensive scheme, they just have this innate ability for any running back they get their hands on for those guys to be impact players. I mean, Elijah Mitchell was a 6th-round pick, and he was top 5 in rushing yards per game. So I think that's what the Niners see there. That was a little bit of a reach, but other than that, you fulfilled positions of need outside of safety. Does that mean that Jimmy Ward's going to be here for the long haul? Maybe Jaquiski Tartt is back. Could they go after a player like Tyrann Mathieu? Probably not because of the money factor there. B grade. You let me know what the Niners do. Also, one more note. I'm thinking that Alex Mack returns because they didn't address center either. We'll see. Now, if they don't address center elsewhere and Alex Mack does retire, maybe my grade goes down to a C. But right now, it's a B. You let me know your grades in the comments section. And thanks so much for watching the 49ers Report by Chat Sports Undrafted Free Agents video coming on Sunday. Shout-outs, and we'll go live on call-in. I think we had a couple of super chats come in. We're also $6 away from 200. 340 people watching live. We got to go live on call-in here in a few minutes. We got to get $6 to get to 200 and get to that threshold. Am I OCD about seeing all these crazy figures? Maybe a little bit. Letterhead Movement, $10 super chat. So glad we have competition at third string quarterback spot. Would have liked your mock better, Chase. The future is still bright. Danny Gray should ball out with Trey, and Drake will be a game wrecker, hopefully. Go Niners. Yes, Drake Jackson has the ability to be a game breaker, and that's why I like it. Again, sometimes you're betting on upside, and you're betting on some potential here. So that's what the Niners kind of envision with Drake Jackson, and that's why I happen to really like that pick. So Letterhead Movement, thank you for that super chat. We're about to sign off here. So if we don't get any more super chats, we're going to sign off. Then I'm going to go live exclusively on call-in. Speaking of that, we're basically going to pivot from our YouTube live stream right to the call-in app, and I'm going to be going live immediately, taking your calls on this brand new audio podcasting app, which is like Twitter Spaces, but even better. You can download the app, chatsports.com/49ers call-in. I'm going to put the timer in, and it's not going to be like it was last night, right? But live on call-in in a few moments. If we don't get any more super chats in the next minute, we are signing off. If we get super chats, then we'll certainly drink. Appreciate all of you for making the 49ers Report a part of your day. We're going to stay live for another minute. We'll wait for those super chats to come in. Ruben typing LOL. Bro, don't even think about it. Or think about it, and we can just transfer it over to the call-in app. Either way, we're down to party and have a good time. Red Lobster, great job today. Your show gets an A+. Go Niners. Thank you so much, man. Really do appreciate that. Really do appreciate it. 30 seconds left. Here's the QR code. If you're watching on your tablet, on your computer, on your TV, you scan this. I mean, they're at restaurants, right? So everybody knows how to use QR codes by now. One more super chat that came in, and you can download the call-in app. Make a profile. That way you can call in, and I can answer all of your questions about the NFL draft. EF Teal Francois, $10 super chat. With that, I'm going to finish my beer. Then we're going to go live on call-in. Finish my beer for all the super chats and for the 49ers draft being in the books. Thank you so much for watching, but hold on. NFL draft coverage kind of in the books. We're going live on call-in right now. 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific, undrafted free agent video coming on Sunday. To all of you who made our draft coverage possible, thank you so much, both here on the 49ers Report as well as on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. We're setting records. We're going like crazy. Big thanks to all of you for tuning in throughout the weekend. I'm signing off, going live on call-in. Plug in that link, download the app. Look forward to answering your call.